5 o'clock is our time. San Antonio's first news. Good Tuesday morning. I'm Charity McCurdy. Among our top stories, the Supreme Court gives Trump a victory in its immunity ruling, and Hurricane Beryl gains strength in the Caribbean. Details ahead. First, traffic and weather together every 10 minutes in mornings. Your Weather Channel forecast for this Tuesday: sunshine, a high near 101. Tonight's low near 75. Right now, 79 degrees. Well, the Supreme Court has ruled that former President Trump is shielded from prosecution for some but not all actions he took while in office. Fox's Jared Halpern has more on Decision 2024.
There is no total immunity for a former president, but writing for the conservative majority, Chief Justice John Roberts says former President Trump is shielded from prosecution for official acts of the presidency, but not unofficial acts. The case is now thrown back to lower courts to determine what charges filed by special counsel Jack Smith can proceed, a process likely to delay the trial well beyond November's election. In an interview with Fox News Digital, former President Trump said this is a big win for the Constitution and democracy. President Biden's deputy campaign manager says the ruling means the former president should not be reelected, telling reporters the court handed Donald Trump the keys to a dictatorship. Jared Halpern, Fox News.
In remarks at the White House, President Biden said he agrees with the dissenting opinion of liberal Justice Sonia Sotomayor.
Here's what she said. She said, in every use of official power, the president is now a king above the law. With fear for our democracy, I dissent. End of quote. So should the American people dissent. I dissent.
Following yesterday's ruling by the High Court, Trump's lawyers have asked for the former president's conviction in his hush money criminal case to be overturned and his sentencing this month delayed. Well, Democrats are still rallying behind President Biden despite calls for him to step down after a shaky debate performance. Trump's legal spokeswoman, Alina Habba, told Fox's Hannity removing the president from the ballot is a risky move.
I think we have to think about the implications. He's the presumptive nominee. If he were to back out and say, or try, let's say, for the DNC to replace him, there would be a lot of implications for the Biden campaign. They'd probably be lawsuits, as we saw when they tried to take President Trump off the ticket and failed.
His campaign says he will not lead the race, and other names being rumored as a replacement, like Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer and California Governor Gavin Newsom, have denied being in the running. Well, Hurricane Beryl continues to grow stronger. Here's Fox Weather's Max Gordon.
Hurricane Beryl made landfall Monday morning, slamming into Carriacou Island in Grenada. At the time of landfall, Beryl was a high-end Category 4 hurricane with 150-mile-per-hour winds, now the earliest Category 4 hurricane on record in the Atlantic hurricane season. This storm intensified quickly, fueled by extremely warm waters. Beryl went from a tropical depression to tropical storm to a major hurricane in less than 48 hours. This is only the second named storm of the 2024 Atlantic hurricane season. Trees have been toppled, power has been knocked out in some places, and a life-threatening storm surge has sent water rushing inland across the southern Windward Islands.
And forecasters say it's too soon to tell if Beryl will have any impact on Texas. Some experts think we're not paying enough attention to water issues in the state. Demand for water is expected to increase by 9% in the next several years, while the supply is expected to decrease by 18% over the next few decades. CEO of the Texas Water Foundation, Sarah Schlesinger, says it will take a lot more money to keep up with demand and replace some aging infrastructure.
Price tag is huge, right? And I think one of the challenges around funding and answering the question is it enough? Is that it's not just not enough money. The challenge that we face often is that it doesn't feel like enough of a priority to our decision makers.
She says she would like to have a permanent revenue stream to fund water like they have for parks and roads. She says while conservation efforts are appreciated, they alone cannot help with the current problems. Well, a woman is out on bond following her arrest for leaving her 3 children in a hot car for almost an hour while she went shopping. San Antonio police responded around 2 p.m. Friday to the report of kids in the car on Highway 281. The children included a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 1-month-old baby. Officers arrested 33-year-old Angela Garza Amador on 3 charges of abandoning or endangering a child. She reportedly told police she'd gone into a store and lost track of time. She bonded out yesterday. Well, the 4th of July is a couple of days away, meaning it's prime time for fireworks stands in Texas. Health experts are warning that even something as simple as a sparkler could lead to a trip to the ER.
Sparklers can reach up to 2,000 degrees, which can cause significant burns to eyes, hands, feet whenever the kids drop them on their feet.
Dr. John Tolley at the Baptist Health System ER says it's frustrating to see advertisements for sparklers, which makes them look safe. He says every Independence Day, they get slammed with people hurt by fireworks. The most serious cases involve people who lose fingers when fireworks go off in their hand. He says the best plan is to go see the professionals handle the fireworks. And San Antonio City Council will vote next month on a proposed curfew for Hemisphere Park. The park is open 24 hours and is not currently subject to the curfew between 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. Some recent downtown shootings led to complaints from nearby residents and businesses suggesting a change. The vote on the curfew is scheduled for August 7th. It is 5:06, news at the top and bottom of every hour, along with breaking news as it happens. I'm Charity McCurdy. Traffic and weather coming up.
Oh, we're on. Wow. Good morning, Travis. I was just writing you, man.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, everybody.
And a special shout out, as always, to the chairman of the Bexar County MAGA Republicans and total presidential immunity supporters, Tracy Bogert. Welcome in.
Way to go, Tracy.
Way to go, Tracy. Big victory for
big
Tracy.
victory
Well,
yesterday.
partial
Big
victory.
Well, yeah.
Tracy wanted total presidential immunity, and you only got partial. So,
Well,
but
it's nice to
once
have
Trump-
goals and dreams.
once Trump gets back in office, stacks a few more members on the Supreme Court, they can revisit this
Yes.
and grant him total immunity.
Yeah, I don't think there's any stopping him now.
Ain't no stopping
Ain't
Trump
Trump
now.
now.
He's on the move.
He's on the move.
He's got the groove.
You want to do fireworks tomorrow for a talk back?
Yes, and can we have our annual bottle rocket war in the parking lot
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
with Sheriff Keith?
Yeah. Yeah, what could go wrong, huh? It's already on our permanent record.
Yes.
What the hell?
Up to $2,000 fine.
Yeah. Sure. Right.
Up to.
Yeah, right.
I want to see the list of everybody who was fined $2,000.
I know one person that's got a ticket.
And how much? Do you any idea how
$100
much? How much? $100
in Kirby. In Kirby. And there was no fighting it because he walked out and lit a firework right in front of a cop coming down the street. And he's like, I don't know what.
When you shoot a Roman candle at a cop car,
that'll do it.
they will. Yeah.
And he wanted to fight it. And I told him why.
Yeah.
There's no reason. Pay the fine.
Sam Tobias, welcome in Huntsville. You're not on death row, are you, Sam?
Are you on a work release program?
Yeah. Good point, Tim. Fireworks can cause PTSD flare-ups in veterans.
Stand by, Chris.
Okay, here we go. Gonna do a little radio show. Hey, EJ's here.
Hey.
Already?
No kidding. Boom, boom. Let's go.
Welcome into this beautiful day. Welcome into this beautiful day, July 2nd, 2024. 13 days until the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee. 24 days until the Victor Wembanyama Olympics in Paris. 67 days until Taylor Swift's boyfriend takes on the Baltimore Ravens to open the NFL season. 70 days until the second presidential debate, if that happens, and 126 days until the 2024 election. What could possibly go wrong? Charity McCurdy, how are you this morning?
I'm doing well on a Yacht Rock Tuesday. Did you give Michael McDonald our regards?
I did. He said, you'll notice, Chris, that the Doobie Brothers are playing Houston, Austin, and Dallas. They had played Dallas the night before. I saw them on a Sunday night in the Woodlands just north of Houston. But he says until he gets a little respect, Charity, from you and Mr. T, the Doobies will be skipping San Antonio for the foreseeable future.
I tell you what, he has an impressive head of hair. I mean, that was my big takeaway from the video you sent at the concert.
Exactly. That's the best thing we can say. Guy's got good hair.
Yeah, as a follically challenged man myself, I have Michael McDonald hair envy.
I would imagine.
Yes.
He had locks hanging in his eyes while playing the keyboard. It was,
Guy can play keyboard though.
Yeah. But
very good.
Breaking news, the Doobie Brothers still have it. If you get a chance to see them, I mean, they sounded like it was 1978.
Well, not really, because Michael McDonald wasn't with them in 1978.
Well,
so yeah, there you go.
See, they sounded better than 1978 in that case.
I keep forgetting.
It was what a fool believes.
Minute by minute.
Yep. Speaking of minute by minute, at this minute, let's get you caught up on traffic and weather together.
Lots of sunshine and hot highs, depending on where you look. 100, 101. Tomorrow, sunny except for a few afternoon clouds. Guess what? And hot. Highs around 100 degrees. Thursday, partly cloudy skies and a high of 101, 102 maybe. That is 4th of July, so get your fireworks ready there. Right now, it is 79 degrees in Alamo Heights, 79 in Westover Hills, and 78 right here in Stone Oak. WOAI News Time, 512.
Todd Rundgren, he was here a few weeks ago in San Antonio. San Antonio's first news, Charity McCurdy, Mr. T, Tim Merriman. I'm Chris Duell, EJ Pacheco. EJ got in here at 5:08, Charity, and we did the story. If you're a Gen Zer, 10 minutes late is on time. So technically, EJ was 2 minutes early this morning.
Wow.
5:08.
Shocking.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm glad he's here. That's what's important. He arrived safely.
Yes.
Amen.
And Andrew Zimmel is here. That means we have a YouTube stream. Andrew was out all last week, and everybody kept texting us, emailing us, where's the YouTube? Where's the you? Well, Andrew Zimmel is back. He is the director producer of our YouTube stream. Go to YouTube, look for 1200 WOAI. You'll find us live. You'll find out why Mr. T and I are on the radio and not television.
And you wonder why Charity's...
And you'll say, why is a Charity on television?
I don't know. Have you seen me read the news? I don't think so. Yeah.
I think she's on
Actually,
television.
that's when we get the most people on
Yeah, I
viewing
know.
is when you're doing the news.
When Charity's off, we get like
8.
3 viewers. And when Charity's here, we get like 30,000 viewers.
Oh,
It's
yeah, right.
yeah,
pretty amazing.
I'm still not completely comfortable. I mean, I was a radio gal for like 20 years, and then suddenly, like, you're doing TV too. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I feel you.
Radio
I feel you, Charity. I know how
radio
that goes,
star.
man. I know how that goes.
Very nice. Well, so partial presidential immunity. I'm still waiting for the Supreme Court to take up immunity for radio talk show hosts
That would be great.
from any FCC
That would be
F-bomb
great.
issues. Still
Man.
waiting. Still waiting.
We got to, figure out what is an official, act as a radio personality
Yes,
versus
that's it.
private.
That's a
You
good
know,
point.
yeah.
That's a good point.
I guess if the mic is on, it's official. I don't know.
Well,
Now when the mic is on or when the video is on. Now.
Oh, yeah, that too. Yeah.
Well, it's a brave new world.
I just want immunity from a bottle rocket war in the
yes.
parking lot.
Yeah, Sheriff Keith. Last year, Sheriff Keith stopped our bottle rocket war in the parking lot. Charity, we're thinking about taking another run at it now that we may have immunity from Sheriff Keith putting that on our permanent record.
But our permanent record's getting very long.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're king now. So, I mean, you can do whatever you want. You're the king of all media. So, yeah.
Remember now, Mr. T and I remember that. We used to get that, Charity, in elementary school. That's going on your permanent record, Mr. Did you ever have teachers or talk to you about your permanent record? when you were in-
No, I was
Wow.
in check. I had, a father who was a lieutenant colonel in the Air Force. So he just had to give me the look, and anything I did in school would come back to him because
Yeah.
it was a military school. So
Well, there is that.
yeah.
I still want to see my permanent record.
I've
believe
never
it.
seen my
I've
permanent
never seen
record.
it either.
And
Although
there's
I
a lot
imagine it's
of-
pretty thick.
Yeah, I know. Spitwads in Mrs. Goldberg's class.
Mrs. Belvin's class.
Yeah,
for me,
because she
yes.
said that's going on my permanent record.
Yeah, I can picture Chris being the class clown for some reason, just kind of
Yeah.
goofing off, doing spitballs
Were
through
you?
straws, and
I was kind of I was a troublemaker, but I was kind of quiet about it in elementary school.
Oh,
I
in
wasn't as
elementary
loud
school.
as I am now.
Then he came out of a shell.
Yeah,
after
and
that.
middle
said,
school,
"All right,
high
yeah,
school,
yeah.
all bets were off. Yeah.
College, yeah. all
Be a
that.
loud troublemaker. Coming up, a new survey on where the best barbecue is, where San Antonio ranks, and we have a barbecue question for you
Sounds delicious.
coming up. That's stick around for that. That's just in a sec. Don't go anywhere. WOAI news time is 5:16. Hey everybody,
Glad we're back.
Jim Munoz, welcome in.
Jim Munoz, hello.
Tracy says, I'm curious. You mentioned the Republican convention, but never mentioned the Democratic convention. Well, we're just kind of trying to get you used to after November, Tracy. The Democratic Party will be disbanded.
Yeah. Sorry.
Or rendered, pretty non-existent.
Yeah.
They'll still be, in Russia, we still have elections for Putin. There is an opposition party, but a lot on the retribution tour, a lot of the Democrats will be jailed now. So we're just preparing you, Tracy, for the new world order. Now, did they go because Paul Alexander always tells me, because he's from there, Lockhart, Texas has the best barbecue in the world.
It is.
And he will
It's
fight
not
you.
on the freaking list, though,
then
man.
The list is
But
Fire at Buc-ee's.
yeah, the old Buc-ee's though.
Okay.
It was the old one. But if I read this correctly, they're just looking at large cities
Okay.
because Lockhart is the king of all barbecue. Man.
Yes, that's what
There's
I've heard.
so many places to go there.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I drove by that Buc-ee's twice, to and from Houston. I went.
Yeah, the big one, the
Yeah.
new one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the old one is the one that burned.
Was that a?
Insurance?
It could have been. They once had it
Well-
when I was over at KTSA. There was this shack. It was the old original radio station.
Oh yeah,
out in the field.
Yeah. I
And
remember
then
that.
one day,
It caught on fire.
it magically caught on fire and burned to the ground.
I remember, did I tell you the story about the KZAP van? I'm coming back from a remote at Jordan Ford, and I get off at Alamo Street to come up to the radio station, and the smoke starts pouring out of the engine, and there was a fire extinguisher right behind the seat. So I popped the thing out, and I put the fire out and called the engineer. I said, man, you need to come get me. The van caught on fire. He goes, oh, well, you make sure you get out and get away from us. So I put the fire out. He goes, why did you do that? We could have got a new van.
That's funny.
He was mad that I put the fire
Wow.
out, man. His Hummer impeachment.
Tracy, that's not covered because that was
Yes.
pre-current Supreme Court.
Yeah.
That was
sorry.
pre-MAGA Supreme Court. So anything that happened before the MAGA court,
I believe it's
does not
MASCA now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Make America's Supreme Court better. No, that doesn't work. It
Yeah.
doesn't work. Sorry. MASCA will not work. MASCA, make the Supreme Court mine.
Yes. So where was San Antonio?
Number 8.
Number 8. Okay.
Stand by, Chris.
Thank you. Gary Wright, the late, great Gary Wright, Dreamweaver on a Yacht Rock Tuesday, just ahead of headlines, traffic, and weather together. And yes, we're going to bring you all the big stories you need to know about the partial immunity ruling by the Supreme Court, Hurricane Beryl, now a Cat 5, where it's headed, But along the way as well, we've got a burning barbecue question for you, and that is coming right up. But first, Charity McCurdy, what stories are you following?
Former President Trump's partial victory in the Supreme Court over immunity is sparking intense reaction from both parties. Hurricane Beryl has intensified to a Category 5 storm as it moves towards Jamaica, and City Council is weighing a curfew for Hemisphere Park. We'll have details coming up right now, traffic and weather together.
It's going to be hot rest of the week. How about the weekend? We check in with News 4 San Antonio meteorologist Jeanette Kaye. Good morning, Jeanette. Thanks, Jeanette. 78 degrees here in Stone Oak. WOAI News Time, 522.
That's right. It is a Yacht Rock Tuesday. San Antonio's first news under the Saharan dust. Charity, do you prefer Saharan dust or magic dust?
What kind of magic dust are you talking about?
A little
From
bit
the,
for Santa Claus, a little more for Santa Claus.
Yeah, from Cheech and Chong's Santa Claus and his
That's
old
what
lady.
makes the reindeer fly.
That's why the reindeer fly, because Santa Claus gives them magic dust.
Okay, I'm going to go with magic because the Saharan makes my eyes red and itchy and I'm sneezing left and right. So
That's what the magic dust does too. So
Oh, okay. Never tried it.
Magic dust make your eyes itchy?
it makes them red.
Oh, well, yeah. That's why you get the Visine.
Oh, okay.
So you're good. So, Mr. T, you know more about this than I do, so I'm going to let you set it up. A survey that rated the best U.S. cities for barbecue.
Yeah, on 5 categories, including access to barbecue vendors, smokehouses, competition awards, and consumer ratings. And out of all the 500 biggest cities in the United States, San Antonio came in at number 8.
Number 8.
Number 8.
What city, according to the survey, has the best barbecue?
Kansas City, Missouri.
Kansas City, Missouri. Now, Charity, I have a good friend. You know him, Paul Alexander. He is from Lockhart, Texas.
Ooh, yeah.
And he proclaims, and he will fight you if you're a man, maybe even a woman. He will fight you if you disagree. He says Lockhart, Texas has the best barbecue.
I wouldn't know based on personal experience, but I'm not one to question Mr. Alexander. So, yeah, have you been to Lockhart? I haven't.
I have many, many times, and he is spot on. But this is, I guess, going on large cities.
Large cities.
Because Lockhart is above everybody else, so they want this. Everybody else is fighting for second.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So yeah, Lockhart is the best barbecue in the world, not just Texas.
Mr. T, what question would we like the listeners to answer?
Well, if San Antonio is number 8 in the best cities for barbecue, where do you go for your barbecue, and what's your go-to dish when you go for barbecue? That's what we want to know.
Charity, where's your go-to barbecue?
Okay, I kind of have to break it down in categories. Like fast food barbecue, I want Smoky Moe's. They're very
Ooh.
consistent and
They are
fast
good.
with delivery. But if I'm going out for like dining, I want Two Brothers Barbecue. That's
Two
Jason Dady's
Yes.
Wow.
great barbecue
So
joint
good.
off of West Avenue. And I always go for the baby back ribs. That's my determination of a good barbecue joint.
Sounds like a barbecue elitist.
Well, I wear my badge with pride. So,
Hey, Two
yeah.
Brothers is awesome.
So, Charity, how do people let us know where they get their barbecue and what do they want on their plate?
Free iHeartRadio app. Search the radio station 1200 WOAI. Hit that red circle. That's the talkback button that gives you 30 seconds to sound off on your favorite barbecue joint and barbecue dish.
All right, coming up a little later, Mr. T and I will reveal our barbecue joints. We are WOAI News Radio 1200 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Right now, let's get you your Fox Business Report, WOAI News Time, 526.
When you say Chef Dady and anything,
Yeah.
it's pretty much elitist.
Oh. So, Jacob, that Rabel's Barbecue,
Where's that at?
I don't know. It's LV location? At Las
Leon Valley,
Vegas?
Leon Valley, maybe?
Oh, it must be Leon Valley.
It's good.
Woohoo! Chris Paul, everybody.
Love it, Jacob. Yep, the new Spur, Chris Paul. Oh, Lavernia. Okay. Okay, now I know what you're talking about. Okay. I haven't been there yet. I have to go check that out. Because there used to be a place right down the street from me. It was a little shack this guy that lives in my neighborhood would set up, and it was called KT's Barbecue.
Yep.
And it was the best, man. And then he decided to retire and went away and sold his location to a bakery. Now there's a little
Wow, that's
bakery
too
there.
bad.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Too bad he didn't keep
So-
it going.
Yeah, I know, because he was really good, man. And he would do things like if you wanted him to cook a brisket for you, bring it to him and he would cook it for you. You know, he'd charge you to cook it, but he would do it. And he damn good brisket.
Wow.
He was a good dude, man.
I'm trying to find it. Was on somebody posted on Facebook. When I woke up this morning, I saw it. It was a graphic on Chris Paul.
Oh,
Every team he's been to, the first year he went to that team, every team had a higher winning percentage, in some cases significantly, than they had the previous year. And I'm trying to find it.
so tomorrow they open up their location in Lavernia. That's why I've never been there. Okay, cool. There was another place in Lavernia I went a long time ago, man, when I first moved out there like 25 years ago. And I don't think it's still around anymore. I went with a neighbor of mine and it was really good. And I can't remember the name of it. And there's always Texas Pride is okay, not the best. I like Big Bib's, not bad.
Big Bib is good.
Big Bib's not bad. County Line at one time used to be really good.
Rudy's for the barbecue sauce, man.
Rudy's
I-
barbecue sauce and
I
their
get-
turkey.
I get turkey. I
Oh,
I
their turkey
smother
is
it.
so good,
I
man.
smother it with the barbecue sauce, and I am a happy camper.
Yep, I agree, Sam. That's my go-to is brisket. That's how you can tell if they're good or not. They do brisket good, then you know it's good. But their turkey at Rudy's is exceptional.
Yes,
Exceptional. I love their barbecues. I could drink that stuff out of that bottle.
yes. Yeah, I'm gonna have to search that Chris Paul.
Then, of
crap.
course, there's my neighbor down the road, the Brisket King of Floresville.
the Brisket King of Floresville.
Oh, he does a brisket so good.
Yeah,
Yeah, Grady's used to be good, man. I used to love Grady's.
yeah. We used to have a Grady's near where the radio
Yeah.
station used to be,
Yep.
and that
It
was
was
a
good,
very
man.
convenient Grady's.
Yes,
yeah.
it was, and now it's closed.
Damn,
They're all closed, I think.
they probably when OAI went away, they probably
Well,
lost
that's
a lot
true.
of business.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, I would go 2 or 3 times a week.
Oh, I love that place.
Yeah.
It was good, man. Tom's Ribs was really good too, man. And Tony Romas. Remember Tony Romas?
Yes,
I love Tony Romas.
but they would always throw interceptions. Tony Romo. I mean, they'd be great for 3.5 quarters, and then in the
Yeah.
clutch, they'd throw an interception.
I think we got
Who's
Michael.
Ken,
Earp.
though? It must be the owner of whatever it is. Okay.
Yeah. Funtown RV.
Funtown RV, everybody. Charity is coming up with the news, so
Yeah, it's not in every store, Sam, but I've heard it's really good. I need to check that out. The True Texas Barbecue at HEB.
HEB pretty much does everything
They-
well.
you know,
whatever they do.
That's true.
Yeah.
You know, there's a little gas station up by the Floresville and HEB. I mean, HEB in Floresville. They just started selling tacos, and
Wow.
they're pretty damn good.
HEB tacos?
No, they're breakfast tacos. They have a little,
Okay.
like a kitchen in there, and they're making them for you, and they only go from 6 till 2,
Wow.
and they've got brisket, and I mean, it's all kinds of stuff. But yeah, they're very good. They're smart, man.
Yes, they are.
All right, here comes Charity, everybody.
Woo!
Enjoy.
Woo!
Enjoy.
.5:30 is our time. San Antonio's first news. Good Tuesday morning. I'm Charity McCurdy. Among our top stories, more reaction to the Supreme Court's immunity ruling, and Hurricane Beryl is now a powerful Cat 5 storm. Details ahead. First, traffic and weather together every 10 minutes in mornings. Your Weather Channel forecast for this Tuesday. Sunshine, a high near 100. Tonight's low near 75. Right now, 79 degrees. Well, the Supreme Court has ruled on former President Trump's presidential immunity, and President Biden is slamming the decision. Fox's Matt Finn has more on Decision 2024.
President Biden came out swinging against the Supreme Court's ruling, which grants former President Trump and all presidents substantial immunity from prosecution for official acts while committed in office.
I concur with Justice Sotomayor's dissent today. Here's what she said. She said, in every use of official power, the president is now a king above the law. With fear for our democracy, I dissent. End of quote.
Just days after what was considered a disastrous debate, the president addressed the nation looking better with a noticeable tan and no long facial pauses.
And former President Trump is trying to have his conviction in the New York hush money case tossed. Trump's lawyers sent a letter to the judge to make their case after the high court issued that immunity ruling. Trump was recently convicted on 34 felony counts for falsifying business records in connection with hush money payments prior to the 2016 election. Trump is scheduled to be sentenced next week. Meantime, President Biden's poor debate performance in last week's presidential debate is reportedly not hurting his campaign financially. Here's Fox's Sue Guzman.
The Biden-Harris campaign announcing it raised $127 million in the month of June. $38 million of that raised in the 4 days following the first presidential debate. It was the best fundraising month of the campaign and brings the total to $240 million of cash on hand. Of the $127 million June haul, 2/3 came from grassroots donors, they say. 95% of the donations were under $200. The Biden-Harris campaign issuing a statement saying the election will be close and the stakes couldn't be higher. The Trump campaign has not announced the total cash it has on hand, but it outraised President Biden in May. Sue Guzman, Fox News.
Well, Texas officials plan to double a state fund earmarked for expanding the power grid. Governor Abbott and Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick announced the state aims to increase the Texas Energy Fund from $5 billion to $10 billion. ERCOT estimated that demand for electricity in Texas is expected to nearly double by the year 2030. Voters approved the fund last year to offer low-interest loans in order to incentivize construction of new gas-powered electric plants. And Hurricane Beryl has become the earliest deadliest Category 5 hurricane in history, decimating islands across the southern Caribbean and leaving at least 2 people dead. Here's Fox Weather's Adam Klotz.
Typically, we see our second big storm of the year, more like July 17th. So we're way early, and this one is massive, the biggest we've seen ever when you talk about this early and this size of a storm. It grew really big, really defined eye wall, winds at 165 miles an hour, really an unheard of storm this early in the season. We've seen it grow pretty quickly from 130 mile an hour winds back on Sunday afternoon up to 165. It continues to overperform forecast models, not necessarily grasping just how strong of a storm this would ultimately become. By Wednesday, over the course of the day, slowing down just a little bit, winds at 140 miles an hour, still a Category 4 hurricane.
A hurricane warning is in effect for Jamaica. It's still too soon to tell whether South Texas will be impacted by Beryl. Well, the memorial of the Sutherland Springs massacre, where 24 people were shot and killed, is going to be torn down after 7 years. The 2017 mass shooting happened at the First Baptist Church. The original site is next to the church's new building, which opened in 2019. Members voted in 2021 to raise the memorial due to structural issues. Today's the last day people can visit the memorial. Well, the nation's newest gun policy debate, which is dividing red and blue states, is over the tracking of sales. This week, California ordered credit card companies to slap on a special retail code, which opponents say is a backdoor version of a gun registry.
And that's why states like Texas have worked to prohibit this practice.
And Emily Taylor is a Second Amendment lawyer in Texas. She says it's not just here. There are now 17 GOP-led states that have passed laws banning the use of specific gun shop codes for tracking. On a national level, the ATF already tracks gun sales, looking for patterns. Well, the price of a 4th of July cookout is higher this year. A report from the American Farm Bureau Federation puts the average cost of feeding 10 people at $71.22. That's about $3.50 more than last year. It is 5:37 now with breaking crime news from around the country. Here's Nancy Grace. Traffic and weather together in a minute. But first, check of your money and the world of business. We say good morning to Ed Corey live at the Bloomberg News Desk. All right, thanks, Ed. News at the top and bottom of every hour, along with breaking news as it happens. I'm Charity McCurdy. Here's traffic and weather.
San Antonio's first news. Mr. T, Tim Merriman, Charity McCurdy. I'm Chris Duell. Charlie Parker will be along with Those Were the Days in the next hour. He'll join us in studio as well at 8:20. Andrew Zimmel and EJ Pacheco flying the Millennium Falcon on this Yacht Rock Tuesday. Well, lots going on in the world of the Supreme Court and in the world of Donald Trump. Charity, the decision granting the former president and I guess any future president partial immunity for acts committed while in office. And the former president and his legal team now would like to do away with that hush money trial verdict.
Yeah, they're asking for that case to be overturned and is sentencing this month, scheduled for next week, July 11th, to be delayed. And it's all pointing to that ruling by the Supreme Court. So basically, we're in limbo still because this pushes it back down to a lower court to decide what acts committed by former President Trump were official acts versus private acts. But Trump and his supporters are saying this is a huge win. Trump specifically said in a social media post, it's a big win for our Constitution and democracy.
It's a big win for Donald Trump, that's for sure. And if he can get this hush money trial and get immunity from that, man, there's no stopping anything he can do. Because didn't this happen prior to when he was president?
The thing is that he signed off on the records while he was president in 2017. So that's why it's kind of unsure whether that is going to be considered an official act.
So we have to wait till it goes to a lower court to tell us exactly what is an official presidential act as well against a non-official act.
Well,
Right.
and to your point, though, if indeed the Trump team got that conviction in the hush money trial overturned as a result of this ruling, and including what the lower court may continue to rule, I mean, that would be for that to go away, because one of the arguments now from the Democrats and from the Biden team and President Biden himself is you are a convicted felon.
Well,
do the American people want to elect a convicted felon? And if that can go away, what was already a big victory for Donald Trump becomes a much more significant victory.
Yeah, and aside from this hush money sentencing that the Trump wants to have delayed, I mean, this will further delay the criminal case against Trump for allegedly trying to overturn the 2020 election results. So you're likely not to have any trial start before November's election.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think anything happens before November election because of all this. But I think that case, because he was president when that happened, the January 6th, 2021. Yeah, he was still president. So he could call that an official act and it's gone. And do they let everybody that they put in jail for that out now?
That's an interesting question. Yeah.
Just wondering.
That's an interesting question. Coming up, we will go back in time. We will play flashback. We'll try to figure out what year we land in. You can join us on that. And we are asking you, where do you go for the best barbecue after we gave you the results of a national survey on the best barbecue in America? Where's the best barbecue in South Texas? Where do you go? And what do you get on your barbecue plate? That and a whole lot more coming up. WOAI News Time 544. Tracy Bogert says the best barbecue I've ever eaten is Opie's west of Austin in Spicewood.
Ooh, Spicewood.
That's why it's very spicy barbecue in Spicewood. 11 herbs and spices. Charity jumped in here and said hello to everybody.
Look at her. Wow. Crazy.
Tracy, P.S. I was gone for a while doing research. Unlike some people, even on here, I like to know what the F I'm talking about before I open my mouth. Thank you, Tracy.
So we can go to the HEB on Boulevardian 1604 for the true Texas barbecue.
Ah.
At HEB, by the way.
They don't have it here at
No.
Evans?
No, it's just certain HEBs, not at every HEB. Is it Vandross or Vandross? I've heard it both ways. Babies at Blacks. Do 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 do. Hey, we haven't seen her in a while.
No. A little casual out there at the border.
Well, you know. She's trying to fit in.
Yes.
Stand by, Chris.
Here we go. It is time to go back in time, but what year will we land in? See if you can figure it out, and we'll try to figure it out. Let's play flashback.
Bummer.
Charity McCurdy, before you were a Swiftie, you were a Madonna fan.
I had like a whole choreographed routine to this song, like summer camp. It was next level, let me tell you. But
We're gonna have to see that on video.
Yeah.
Reenact that summer
Yeah. We want to see it.
For our YouTube viewers. 87, 88, or 89?
89.
Yeah,
89.
I think she's right.
I'm sticking with Charity on this one.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. Tomorrow on the show, Charity McCurdy reenacts her summer camp respect yourself dance.
Express yourself.
Express yourself. Sorry.
Except
we respect her dancing ability. Charity McCurdy, what stories are you following?
Well, former President Trump is looking to have his New York hush money case thrown out following the Supreme Court's landmark ruling about presidential immunity. Beryl is now the earliest Category 5 hurricane in history, and the site of a mass shooting in Sutherland Springs is set to be demolished. We'll have details coming up right now, traffic and weather together.
Sunny skies today, hot, highs 100, 101. Tomorrow, generally sunny except for a few afternoon clouds and hot, highs 100, 101. And Thursday, partly cloudy skies, highs right around 100 degrees. 79 degrees in Alamo Heights, 80 in Terrell Hills, and 79 right here in Stone Oak. WOAI News Time, 5:52.
San Antonio's own Christopher Cross on a Yacht Rock Tuesday while we are reacting to a national survey on which major city has the best barbecue. The survey said Kansas City was number 1, San Antonio was number 8. But Charity McCurdy, we are asking the people, where do they go for their barbecue, and what do they like on their barbecue plate? How would they get us that information?
It's so easy. The free iHeartRadio app, you download it from the App Store if you don't have it already, and you launch it, search 1200 WOAI, look for that red circle. That's the talkback button. Once you hit it, 30 seconds to let us know your favorite barbecue joint, and I want to know your favorite barbecue dish, because I think that's the ultimate determination factor of a good place.
And it's making me hungry.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you're getting barbecue laying around out there, just bring it by.
Oh, yeah, that'd be
why
nice.
not? Why not? All right, let's go to the first one. Here it is. Danny.
Good morning, y'all. This is Danny in Pipe Creek. I've got 2 favorite places for barbecue. The first, of course, is Black's in Lockhart, Texas.
Ding.
Of course, I want my brisket with the fixings. And the second is Burnt Bean in Seguin, which is on Awesome Street right across from the courthouse. They have phenomenal barbecue. If you've never been there, go check it out. Have a good morning.
Burnt Bean in Seguin.
in Seguin.
I did
Yeah.
not know about that place.
I didn't either, but I'll have to check it out.
Writing it down. Yes.
Yep, I'll have to check it out. Let's go check in with our favorite school teacher.
Hey, Mr. T, Chris and Charity, Stephen from Lytle. I like Rudy's in San Antonio, but there's a place years ago, a group of teachers and I, we went to a place between San Marcos and New Braunfels out of town. Oh, it was delicious. I can't remember the name of it. Brisket, sausage, potato salad, beans, pickles, onions, and that crucial piece of white bread.
Yes.
My parents, both sets of parents, when they come in town, they love Bill Miller. And I'm like, man, y'all have an amazing Let's Go Brandon Day.
Bill Miller.
You know, I remember a day when Bill Miller's was, place to go.
They have a good po' boy. I
They
mean,
got good chicken.
yeah,
Yeah, really good chicken.
fried chicken. Yeah.
Yeah, I like their fried chicken.
Mhm.
It's really good. All right, here we go. This is another one.
Happy Yacht Rock Tuesday. I love barbecue, and I think it's worth the drive to New Braunfels. Maybe not all the way to Lockhart, but New Braunfels has a Black's barbecue. So good. Their lean brisket sandwich is out of this world. And maybe Biden was out doing some barbecuing because he seemed to be sporting a fresh new tan last night. Or maybe he's just trying to keep up with Donald Trump. Have a great day.
I did notice that.
Yeah.
I did notice it.
He's
Looked
got
like
a
he got
tan
some
now?
sun. Yeah.
Some bronzer, maybe.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Bronzer, or maybe he was out barbecuing.
By the way, Kemper, Black's, the New Braunfels location, you
It's
don't
really
have to
good.
drive all the way to
Yeah.
Lockhart from San Antonio. That's a good idea.
Yeah, it's good too.
Cool.
But, I checked it out because I like Black's in Lockhart. I've been there many times. And when they opened the one in New Braunfels, I thought, hey, you got to go check it out.
Is it the same?
Yes.
So in other words, I don't have
Yes.
to drive to Lockhart.
No.
Okay.
No.
Cool.
No, it's really good.
Very
Really
nice.
good. All right, we got time for another one. Here's one more.
This is Tony from Marion. I usually do my own smoking, brisket, Boston butt, sausage, baby back ribs. It's all in the sauce. I'm going to send Tim and Charity the recipe. I consider y'all family. Please share it with Chris and Charlie. You'll never buy any sauce at the store again. Thank you.
Nice.
I'm
Yeah.
all for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Secret recipe.
For sauce.
I like
sauce,
it.
Thank you.
Sauce is the key.
Yes.
Charity
'cause-
McCurdy at iHeartMedia.com. Please send it over.
We were talking off the air that Rudy's,
Oh,
that barbecue sauce at Rudy's, I could drink out of the bottle.
that is spectacular
It's so
barbecue
good.
sauce at
It's
Rudy's.
so good.
Totally agree with that.
And I like their turkey.
Oh, yeah. I will get their turkey at Rudy's. I will
Moist.
smother it
Yes.
in the barbecue sauce.
Yes.
And I
I
am.
put that barbecue sauce on everything.
I'm gold. Yeah. Yeah. I'll pour it on the coleslaw even. Just give me more of that barbecue sauce.
Amen to that. All right, got time for one more. Here we go.
Morning, crew. Jerry out Blanco here. I've tried all the local stuff, the Rudies, the Coopers, the Blacks, been up to Lockhart, been to Temple, all those different places. Let me tell you something. 0300 in Blanco, Texas. That's the stuff. The ribs, tops. Y'all have a good one.
I've been
300.
there. Yes.
Did you like it?
It's so good. Yes, it's very, very good.
right.
It's over by the Rosebud Cafe.
Okay.
In the heart of the city of Blanco.
Gonna have to check it out.
Yeah.
But interesting name, 0300.
I like it.
Do they open at 0300?
Do they, Charity?
I don't have their hours
That would be pretty
memorized,
early.
but yeah. I'm thinking like
well,
10,
they're probably
11.
smoking. They're probably
Yes.
smoking by
Never
300.
too
yes.
early for barbecue.
I think it's old 300.
Yeah.
Oh, I
actually.
thought you said 0300.
No, I think it's
Old
old.
300.
Yeah,
Thank
but 0300 is okay too. I mean,
you. Old 300.
And they open at 11 a.m. This
Ah,
just in.
we're there.
Yeah.
So we could get off
there.
at 9 and we could be there
We
by
can be
opening.
there. We'll have our post-show meeting
We
there.
might have to do a road trip. Very, very cool. Lots more coming up. Charity has all the big stories you need to know about on this Tuesday morning. WOAI News Time 5:58. Good morning, David. Everybody else in here? So yeah, Hurricane Beryl, that makes sense here at
Yeah.
6:10.
Yeah, because I
Woo-hoo!
don't think we're going to see anything from that, but things have changed. I mean, if it goes a little
You
bit more
never
north,
know.
we might see some rain from it.
Yep.
Which I'll take the rain any day. Bring me the rain, and I'll just blame it on the rain.
Nice.
That's what I'll do.
Milli Vanilli reference.
That's what I'll do.
You don't get enough
We don't.
Milli Vanilli references
We
these
do
days.
not.
But you do here, damn it.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
Woo-hoo.
We should do a lip sync Tuesday.
Yes. And Charity will do her dance in the background.
Yeah.
You and I will be Milli Vanilli.
Yeah.
In fact, we might, our band Chopped Liver, we might have
Or
to do
CFR.
CFR. We might have to do a Milli Vanilli retrospective
I like it.
at our next gig.
We'll do all their hit.
Yes.
We'll do the greatest hit.
The greatest hit.
The greatest hit album. And New Braunfels.
6:10, Santa's rundown.
Now, I do have a list of the top 20 movies to watch on the 4th of July.
Cool.
What do you think the number one movie is?
Born on the 4th of July.
See? I would think that. No, it's Jaws.
Wow. Okay.
Number 2, Top Gun.
Top Gun. Very nice.
Number 3, Independence Day.
Very nice.
Then The Sandlot.
Okay.
Then Rocky. And then for some reason at number 6, I Know What You Did Last Summer. Not good. Captain America, Lincoln, A League of Their Own, National Treasure, Hamilton.
Hey,
is at number 11.
That ain't bad.
According to Joseph Doyle, Dude is right. Old 300 is great. Forrest Gump.
Beth just sent me a text and she said, think about this. Happy holiday weekend Eve.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
So it's
Yeah.
Eve. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. She's right. It's Holiday Eve.
But technically, I mean, at 9:00 tomorrow,
It's holiday.
We begin. So
No,
it's
actually,
Eve. It's just holiday weekend Eve.
And actually, some people started their 4th of July holiday last weekend. Here we go. Here's Charity.
.601 is our time. San Antonio's first news. Good Tuesday morning. I'm Charity McCurdy. Among our top stories, the Supreme Court gives Trump a victory in its immunity ruling, and Hurricane Beryl gains strength in the Caribbean. Details ahead. First, traffic and weather together every 10 minutes in mornings. Your Weather Channel forecasts for this Tuesday: sunshine, a high near 100. Tonight's low near 75. Right now, 78 degrees. Well, the Supreme Court has ruled that former President Trump is shielded from prosecution for some but not all actions he took while in office. Fox's Jared Halpern has more on Decision 2024.
There is no total immunity for a former president, but writing for the conservative majority, Chief Justice John Roberts says former President Trump is shielded from prosecution for official acts of the presidency, but not unofficial acts. The case is now thrown back to lower courts to determine what charges filed by special counsel Jack Smith can proceed, a process likely to delay the trial well beyond November's election. In an interview with Fox News Digital, former President Trump said this is a big win for the Constitution and democracy. President Biden's deputy campaign manager says the ruling means the former president should not be reelected, telling reporters the court handed Donald Trump the keys to a dictatorship. Jared Halpern, Fox News.
And in remarks at the White House, President Biden says he agrees with the dissenting opinion of liberal Justice Sonia Sotomayor.
Here's what she said. She said, in every use of official power, the president is now a king above the law. With fear for our democracy, I dissent. End of quote. So should the American people dissent. I dissent.
Following yesterday's ruling, Trump's lawyers have asked for the former president's conviction in his hush money criminal case to be overturned and the sentencing on July 11th delayed. Well, Democrats are still rallying behind Biden despite calls for him to step down after a shaky debate performance. Trump's legal spokeswoman, Alina Habba, told Fox's Hannity removing the president from the ballot is a risky move.
I think we have to think about the implications. He's the presumptive nominee. If he were to back out and say, or try, let's say, for the DNC to replace him, there would be a lot of implications for the Biden campaign. They'd probably be lawsuits, as we saw when they tried to take President Trump off the ticket and failed.
The Biden campaign says they've raised more than $33 million since Thursday's debate, including $26 million from grassroots donations. While Hurricane Beryl continues to grow stronger, here's Fox Weather's Max Gordon.
Hurricane Beryl made landfall Monday morning, slamming into Carriacou Island in Grenada. At the time of landfall, Beryl was a high-end Category 4 hurricane with 150-mile-per-hour winds, now the earliest Category 4 hurricane on record in the Atlantic hurricane season. This storm intensified quickly, fueled by extremely warm waters. Beryl went from a tropical depression to tropical storm to a major hurricane in less than 48 hours. This is only the second named storm of the 2024 Atlantic hurricane season. Trees have been toppled, power has been knocked out in some places, and a life-threatening storm surge has sent water rushing inland across the southern Windward Islands.
And forecasters say it's too soon to tell if Beryl will have any impact on South Texas. Well, a woman is out on bond following her arrest for leaving her 3 children in a hot car for almost an hour while she was shopping. San Antonio police responded around Friday, 2 p.m. to the report of kids in the car on Highway 281. The children included a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 1-month-old baby. Officers arrested 33-year-old Angela Garza Amador on 3 charges of abandoning or endangering a child. She reportedly told police she'd gone into a store and lost track of time. Garza Amador bonded out on Monday. And today's the last day you can visit the Sutherland Springs Shooting Memorial before it's torn down.
The 2017 mass shooting at the Sutherland Springs Baptist Church claimed 26 lives. The church was repurposed into a memorial a week later and has stood ever since. In 2021, church members reportedly voted behind closed doors to demolish the memorial due to reported structural issues. The memorial is next to the church's new building, which opened in 2019. Victims of the shooting settled with the Justice Department for $144.5 million. Eric Lycum, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Well, San Antonio City Council will vote next month on a proposed curfew for Hemisphere Park. The park is open 24 hours and not currently subject to the curfew between 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. Some recent downtown shootings led to complaints from nearby residents and businesses suggesting a change. The vote on the curfew is scheduled for August 7th. It is 6:06, news at the top and bottom of every hour, along with breaking news as it happens. I'm Charity McCurdy, traffic and weather coming up.
On a Yacht Rock Tuesday, the band is Bread.
Which goes real good with barbecue.
Exactly. Who was
Yes.
one of our talkback listeners that said the all essential.
That would be our favorite teacher from Lytle, Steven.
Steven made a great point. You need that one piece of white bread to go with your barbecue.
Amen.
Beautiful. Continue to let us know. There was a survey out, says Kansas City has the best barbecue in America. We disagree. San Antonio came in number 8. Lockhart, Texas, nowhere on the list, but they called it major cities in America, so they could kind of weasel out on that. But on the free iHeartRadio app on the Talkback feature, we would love to hear, where's your go-to and favorite and best barbecue joint, and what do you get there? Charity McCurdy, Mr. T, Tim Merriman, Charlie Parker, with Those Were the Days at 6:48. He'll join us in studio at 8:20. I'm Chris Duell, EJ Pacheco, and Andrew Zimmel flying the Millennium Falcon. We are live on YouTube. We're streaming on YouTube at 1200 WOAI. And Charity, you've been reporting on Hurricane Beryl, which is now looks like it's headed toward Jamaica. Oh, I forgot about traffic and weather. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I take a day off. And I forget the format. Take a day off and I forget the format. Speaking of hurricanes and weather, how about traffic and weather together?
Plenty of sunshine today and hot. Highs 101 tomorrow, except for a few afternoon clouds, mainly sunny and hot. Highs 101. Then on Thursday, Independence Day, partly cloudy, partly sunny. Highs 101, 102. Right now it is 79 degrees in Castle Hills, 79 in Windcrest, and 79 right here in Stone Oak. WOAI News Time, 6:11.
San Antonio's first news on a Yacht Rock Tuesday. Now, we are on the yacht today, but the seas are a little choppy with Hurricane Beryl barreling down on Jamaica at last view, a Category 5. Charity, as you've mentioned, the computer models suggest it will ultimately head toward Mexico, but still a lot of possibilities of variation, and a few of those models have it going further north to the Texas Gulf Coast.
Yeah, one of the models shows it landing near eastern Texas and Louisiana. But again, meteorologists right now can't make the definitive call about its ultimate impact on the U.S. Until we get closer to the end of the week. But this is a monster Beryl. It was already the earliest Cat 4 hurricane in history. Now it's the earliest Cat 5 in history, and it's already blamed for 2 deaths in Grenada.
Yeah, the only good news is it's expected to weaken to a tropical storm as it moves through the Gulf this weekend. As of now, it may or may not hit or have an impact on Brownsville or Corpus Christi areas. It may or may not, depending on the track. Like Charity said, they're just guessing right now because with the winds and the currents, it could change.
And when I hear, as Charity just documented, the earliest Cat 4 in history, and then it became the earliest Cat 5 in history, we hear climate change people saying, and it's scientists in particular saying, that the weather changes that we will see in the coming years are going to be significantly different than they used to be. And something like this, I think, Charity, certainly gives me pause and makes me wonder, is this the new world order to have a Cat 4 or a Cat 5 hurricane as early as end of June, early July in hurricane season?
Yeah, we average I think 3 major hurricanes in a season, but NOAA is now saying you're looking at as many as 7 this year. And they're blaming those high sea surface temperatures. When you have those warmer tropical waters, it fuels the intensity of these hurricanes, and they're able to do more damage in a short amount of time.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering how long until we come up with a Category 6.
Oh, God.
Because they are getting stronger and stronger, so eventually there's going to have to maybe come up with a Cat 6.
My goodness, imagine if that happened. All right, we will continue to track Hurricane Beryl. Keep it right here around the clock. We'll bring you the absolute latest coordinates and what is expected as far as the computer models on where it is going. We are WOAI News Radio 1200, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Coming up, more from you on where the best barbecue is located. WOAI News Time is 6:15. Figure I will say hello to the people.
Here's the Kansas City barbecue sauce from Tony.
Why? Very nice. Tracy Bogart has left.
Why?
He's got a secret meeting of the Bear County MAGA
it's
Republicans.
Okay. He's got immunity now, so he's fine.
Yes. Woo! Travis, Tim, Echo 5. Anybody else in here right now? Welcome in. I know not all of you jump into the chat. David Hiller, welcome. But hello to all of you nonetheless. I know some if you don't, the only time we see your names is if you chat. So I know some people either can't or choose
won't.
not to, which is fine.
Is it
Whatever you want to do with us is fine.
Vague.
Best activities between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Steve DeRocco is in here.
The Rock.
Steve DeRocco, the original Rock, the human element, THE Rock, man's threat, woman's pet, The Rock. Rock, yesterday, when I got back from Houston, the pool was open.
Has it not been open?
They've been there's like this big party room
Okay.
connected to the pool,
And
and
they've
they're
been doing
changing the
construction?
roof. They're doing, and they're afraid that parts of the roof are going to fall on people. So yes, each of the last 2 weeks during the week, they have closed the pool, which is an atrocity.
It is, especially this time of
summertime.
year. I mean,
They've
this time
opened it on the weekend. But Steve DeRocco, I'm very sleep deprived. However, I may do the pool today. Something to think about for you, Steve DeRocco, and for our co-founder of the San Antonio Polar Bear Club, Douglas Winfield McCoy.
Hang on 1 second, people. Hang on. We're back. I just had to get it ready.
The original Rock is in the house. Very nice. Woohoo!
Hope y'all enjoy. iHeart app buffered when y'all were playing my message, so I missed your comments on my message. He sent the barbecue recipe, barbecue sauce recipe.
Okay.
You want me to forward it to you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because Steve DeRocco, I don't know what your adult beverage consumption status is. However,
does it change?
Well, Rock, like I, sometimes goes on a long, extended
Dry spell.
sobriety thing.
Dry spell.
Dry spell, yes. And as you know, Mr. T, I
Yes,
have
I
a
do.
special event in
But you
Von
don't
Army
have to do that
coming.
When do you have to start?
Well, I'm going to start after 4th of July
I was going
weekend.
to say, you're going to wait till
So,
after
yeah.
the weekend, aren't
So
you?
the Monday after the 4th of July, I think that's the 8th.
Yes, it
The
is.
6th is a Saturday.
Yes.
So on Monday, July 8th, I'm going on an extended
Soberness.
dry July.
Dry July.
Dry
Ooh, that-
July.
You know what? Dry July. It sounds better than dry
Yeah.
January.
Wow. The Rock still has Tecate Light. Rock, you might have to. I'm making an HEB run after the show. I'll get you some Bud Light, and you get me the Tecate Light.
By the
That's
way-
right. The Rock drinks Bud Light. If you got a problem with it, he'll kick your ass.
By the way, check out Estrella.
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 Do
It's
they
a New
have it at
Mexican beer.
HEB?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Yeah, but it only comes in bottles.
Yeah, you're not supposed to have
I
that by
know.
the pool, but
I know.
we don't need no stinking rules. I just, I'll pour it in a
Red Solo Cup.
And I think I got some limes, Steve DeRocco, to go with that Tecate Light, even though Tim Merriman
don't put fruit in
frowns
your beer.
upon and bashes people
For putting
who put
fruit
lime
in
in their
beer.
beer.
Fruit. Period. Fruit. Beer's not good enough by itself. What are you doing?
We disagree
Stand
on
by.
many things, including
Michael
Michael
McDonald.
McDonald, and Seals and Crofts, Summer Breeze. It is a Yacht Rock Tuesday, the mellow sounds of yacht rock. By definition, yacht rock is soft rock from the mid to late 70s into the early to mid 80s.
Correct.
That's what it is. I got to tell you, Charity and Mr. T, I told Mr. T before the show, Charity, I am on episode 9 of The Bear.
Oh.
It's got 10 episodes, season 3. And I think of the greatest TV series ever, like Breaking Bad, like The Sopranos. I loved a thing on HBO called 6 Feet Under. I got to elevate The Bear.
The Bear is good.
The characters, the storytelling, the structure, the acting. I think The Bear is one of the greatest television series ever.
I've started watching The Bear. I started with episode 1.
That's good.
And it gave me anxiety.
Yeah,
I already
really?
have anxiety. Yeah. I mean, he's like trying to, get a restaurant open and he doesn't have enough food and running around. I mean, but
If you can continue.
Yeah, because it's so good.
The character development and every single character, Jamie Lee Curtis as the mom.
Yeah.
I mean, every single character is spectacularly created. Anyway, that's my throwing it out to every. If you haven't seen The Bear yet, it's on Hulu.
On Hulu, yes.
Highly recommended. Coming up, the barbecue. Where should we go? You're going to tell us. But first, Charity, what stories are you following?
President Biden says former President Trump's partial victory in the Supreme Court over immunity sets a dangerous precedent. Hurricane Beryl is now a Category 5 strength after weakening slightly as it heads towards the Caribbean, and the price of a 4th of July cookout is higher this year. We'll have details coming up right now, traffic and weather together.
Lots of sunshine today and hot. Highs 101. Tomorrow, except for a few afternoon clouds, mainly sunny and hot. Highs 101. And on 4th of July, partly cloudy skies, partly sunny skies, and hot. Highs 101 or 102. Right now it's 79 degrees in Kirby, 79 in Alamo Ranch, and 79 right here in Stone Oak. WOEI News Time, 622.
San Antonio's first news on a Yacht Rock Tuesday. Turned your love around. We would turn around for better barbecue.
Amen.
We are asking you on the Talkback feature of the free iHeartRadio app, where's the best barbecue? Where's your go-to barbecue? And what kind of barbecue do you put on your plate? Charity, how do they get us that information?
The free iHeartRadio app, just search the radio station 1200 WOEI, hit that red talkback button, 30 seconds. Let us know your favorite barbecue joint and barbecue dish.
It's that simple. And we've got a first-time contributor.
Woo!
My name is Jim, first contributor. Best barbecue by far in the area is Harmon's in downtown Cibolo. Have a great day.
He's right. Harmon's is very good.
Harmon's in Cibolo.
It's downtown Cibolo. It's very good.
See what? And I mean, God bless Harmon's. And we got, what was the 300?
Old 300.
Old 300 in Blanco.
Barbecue, yeah.
I need something like in the middle of San Antonio.
In the middle of San Antonio.
It's like I got to drive to Cibolo. I got to drive Blanco. I got to drive to New Braunfels or Lockhart.
Yeah.
Well, I gave you Two Brothers Barbecue.
Two Brothers is very good.
Yeah.
Okay, Two
very,
Brothers.
very good.
Off of West Avenue.
Yeah.
Give me some. Will somebody please open it? And I know we've got Smoky Mo's, but somebody
Smoky
open
Mo's,
up more
Big
barbecue
Bib.
in Stone Oak.
Yeah.
The radio station, please.
Well, apparently, if we go down the road to Bulverde in 1604, that HEB there has true HEB barbecue. It's supposed to be very good.
All right. Everything HEB does is very good.
All right, Jerry again in Blanco.
Morning, crew. Jerry again out in Blanco. I just want to throw in there, I appreciate anybody that cooks their own stuff because it ain't easy to get it done right. But if you need sauce to make it good, you ain't done it right, my friend. Y'all have a good one.
That's some words of wisdom right there.
I don't know. A little bit of the wet stuff. Never
Well,
hurt.
yeah, I
like
mean,
it, yeah.
If you got killer barbecue sauce,
Yes.
such as Rudy's, which we love,
Which I'll drink that stuff out of the bottle.
Yeah.
It's that good.
I love it.
It's that good. All right, here's another one.
Good morning, crew. Tab Master here. Well, let me tell you, when I'm not queuing it up with the roosters in my own backyard, my wife and I love to go to the local place here in Schertz that goes by the name of the Purple Pig. While everything on the menu is actually pretty dang good, you most certainly can't go wrong with either their rib tips or their barbecue parfait. Oh, so good. And hey, by the way, my wife knows the recipe to Rudy's cream corn. Want to know it? Y'all have a great rest of the day.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do, Tab Master. Send that along on the chat on the YouTube feed at 1200 WOAI. Steve Duraco says Black's Barbecue in Lockhart, of course. But he also says HEB Barbecue is surprisingly good.
That's what I hear, man. That's what I hear.
I don't think I've ever had HEB Barbecue. I'm going to have to
it's
do
not
that.
at every one. It's not at every
Bulverde
store.
in
Yeah,
1604.
which is right down the road, Chris.
I'm going on
We
an
can get
HEB
there.
run after the show. I may as well go to Bulverde in 1604.
Yeah, because all this talk about barbecue is making me
Yeah.
hungry for barbecue.
Absolutely.
Barbecue and beer, I hear, go really well together.
barbecue
You
and
know,
beer.
I think I'll try that.
That's a good
I hear good
suggestion,
things.
Charity. that sounds like some post-show activity for us. Charity has all the big stories you need to know about here at the bottom of the hour. 6:48 will be Charlie Parker with Those Were the Days. WOAI News Time 6:26.
And we're back.
Woo! So Steve Duraco, still an outside chance. The pool could be closed today. I don't think it will be based on yesterday, but I will check it out and report to you.
And Doug McCoy has been notified.
Doug McCoy has been notified. Yes. I think you missed when you and Cindy came to the viewing. I think you missed. I think Doug McCoy came later. You
Probably.
saw Tim.
I saw The Rock, yeah.
Yeah, Tim met The Rock in person. But
yeah,
he
that
did
was kind
not-
of funny too, because we got there and we were sitting in that little area,
Yeah.
and he comes walking in, and I'm talking to my wife, and he goes, "You're Mr. T." And I said, "You're The Rock."
That's funny. I got to stretch. Oh. But yeah, this, I'm not giving anything away. This season of The Bear, there are flashbacks.
Right.
So you see things about characters that you never knew, and you go,
Well, you
"Oh
were
my-"
right on his cousin, man. They
Yeah.
made him into a kind of a nice guy.
Yes.
Because he was kind of a
Richie.
jerk. Yeah.
I hated
He was a
every
jerk.
time he came on screen.
Well, he was a jerk.
I hated
man.
him.
He was
It
a
was
jerk.
like, I don't want to watch another scene with him. And then in season 2,
Yeah, they actually
on The
made him
Bear,
into it. They made him into, yeah.
like very cool.
Yeah.
And you wound, now he's one of my favorite characters.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I hated his
No, I
guts.
couldn't stand him.
for a
I could
season
not
and a half.
stand him.
Yeah. Ernesto, what is up? Smoke Shack or 2M? What is
Where's
2M?
2M?
man?
Yeah, I don't know 2M.
We don't know this 2M you speak of, Ernesto.
Yeah. I know the 2 O's. 2.
I need more coffee.
Uh-oh.
I bring my own coffee because it doesn't taste like soap.
One time.
One time though.
One time.
See, that's how. one
Never
time
happened
can
to me.
change things.
It's never happened to me, and I've been in here a lot longer than Chris has. So apparently they just don't like Chris. They go, "Oh, he's coming in, gives coffee, put some soap in it.
Put some soap in the
Put
coffee.
some soap in the coffee for Chris
hate that guy.
because he needs it. He needs soap in his coffee."
I bring my own damn coffee.
Oh. Mm. 40. Let's do Sutherland Springs.
Done.
Oh, that's right. You sent it to her.
I
Okay.
put that out there. Yeah.
Yeah. Because that just, they shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it because structurally, fix it.
Hector Gomez is in here. Hello, Hector. The brisket and sausage at Twin Brothers on West Avenue.
That's 2 brothers.
Oh, okay. That's 2 brothers.
If I
Hector.
I don't think they're
But what if they are twins and you just
it's
don't
very
know it?
possible.
Maybe those 2 brothers are twin brothers.
It's very possible, Chris. Very possible. Ooh, B&B Smokehouse off Old Pleasanton Road. Man, I have not been there in a long time. God, I need to get out there more. Burnt Bean and the Burnt Bean Company.
Charlie Parker will be in studio at 8:20. I know he has a lot of adoring fans here who would love to see him. Don't miss him. You know him, you love him, you can't get enough of him.
Yeah, this is true.
Where is Charlie Parker's go-to barbecue?
I make it myself.
In my house.
Yeah, stand by. Here comes Charity, everybody.
.30 is our time. San Antonio's first news. Good Tuesday morning. I'm Charity McCurdy. Among our top stories, more reaction to the Supreme Court's immunity ruling, and Hurricane Beryl is now a powerful Cat 5 storm. Details ahead. First, traffic and weather together every 10 minutes in mornings. Your Weather Channel forecast for this Tuesday: sunshine, a high near 100. Tonight's low near 75. Right now, 77 degrees. Well, former President Trump may try to overturn his conviction in his New York criminal trial following the Supreme Court's decision that presidents have immunity for official actions committed while in office. Fox's Doug Luzader has more on Decision 2024.
There are a number of reports that former President Trump is already using this Supreme Court decision to try to set aside his criminal convictions in that New York business records case. The court ruled in a 6-3 decision that presidents have immunity from criminal charges for actions they take as president. Official actions. Private actions are another matter. Many Democrats, including President Biden, are furious. And Trump, meantime, told Fox Digital, "I have been harassed by the Democrat Party, Joe Biden, Obama, and their thugs, fascists, and communists for years. And now the courts have spoken. This is a big win for our Constitution and for democracy."
The president wasn't in office when he arranged for the hush money payments that led to the conviction. Meanwhile, New York Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez wrote on X that she would file articles of impeachment against the justices who delivered the decision. Meantime, President Biden's poor debate performance in last week's presidential debate is reportedly not hurting his campaign financially. Here's Fox's Sue Guzman.
The Biden-Harris campaign announcing it raised $127 million in the month of June. $38 million of that raised in the 4 days following the first presidential debate. It was the best fundraising month of the campaign and brings the total to $240 million of cash on hand. Of the $127 million June haul, 2/3 came from grassroots donors, they say. 95% of the donations were under $200. The Biden-Harris campaign issuing a statement saying the election will be close and the stakes couldn't be higher. Trump campaign has not announced the total cash it has on hand, but it outraised President Biden in May. Sue Guzman, Fox News.
Texas officials plan to double a state fund earmarked for expanding the power grid. Governor Abbott and Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick announced the state aims to increase the Texas Energy Fund from $5 billion to $10 billion. ERCOT estimates that demand for electricity in the state is expected to nearly double by 2030. Voters approved the fund last year to offer low-interest loans in order to incentivize construction of a new gas-powered electric plants. Hurricane Beryl has become the earliest Category 5 hurricane in history Registry, decimating islands across the southeastern Caribbean and leaving at least 2 people dead. Here's Fox Weather's Adam Klotz.
Typically, we see our second big storm of the year, more like July 17th. So we're way early, and this one is massive, the biggest we've seen ever when you talk about this early and this size of a storm. It grew really big, really defined eye wall, winds at 165 miles an hour, really an unheard of storm this early in the season. We've seen it grow pretty quickly from 130 mile an hour winds back on Sunday afternoon up to 165. It continues to overperform forecast models, not necessarily grasping just how strong of a storm this would ultimately become. By Wednesday, over the course of the day, slowing down just a little bit, winds at 140 miles an hour, still a Category 4 hurricane.
Beryl is expected to weaken into a tropical storm as it moves through the Gulf this weekend. It's still too soon to tell whether it could possibly impact the Brownsville and Corpus Christi areas. Well, the memorial of the Sutherland Springs massacre, where 26 people were shot and killed, is going to be torn down after 7 years. The 2017 mass shooting happened at the First Baptist Church. The original site is next to the church's new building, which opened in 2019. Members voted in 2021 to raise the memorial due to structural issues. Today's the last day people can visit the memorial. The nation's newest gun policy debate, which is dividing red and blue states, is over the tracking of sales. This week, California ordered credit card companies to slap a special retail code, which opponents say is a backdoor version of the gun registry.
And that's why states like Texas have worked to prohibit this practice.
Emily Taylor is a Second Amendment lawyer in Texas. She says it's not just here. There are now 17 GOP-led states that have passed laws banning the use of specific gun shop codes for tracking. Well, in Texas, the 4th of July means 2 things: barbecues and fireworks.
Roadside stands have been busy selling everything from firecrackers to fireworks that will shoot high in the sky. Doctors say all of them are dangerous, and when they say all, they mean even sparklers.
They reach 2,000 degrees, which can melt some metals. So that is very, very dangerous.
Dr. John Tully at the Baptist Health System ER says every Independence Day they get slammed with people hurt by fireworks. The most serious cases are people who lose fingers when they go off in their hand. The best plan, he says, leave it up to the professionals. Michael Board, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
And the price of a 4th of July cookout is higher this year. A report from the American Farm Bureau Federation puts the average cost of feeding 10 people at $71.22. That's about $3.50 more than last year. It is 6:37. Traffic and weather together in a minute, but first, a check of your money and the world of business. Ed Corey is live at the Bloomberg News Desk. All right, thanks, Ed. News at the top and bottom of every hour, along with breaking news as it happens. I'm Charity McCurdy. Here's traffic and weather.
Sure.
Eric is in here.
Hey, what's up, B-Bug?
Hey, Eric. We showed your artwork, the tree, to our boss, and he went crazy for it, wanted a copy of it. So I had it in my car. So I gave our boss the framed artwork of your photo that you gave me. I figure I may get another one from you someday, but I thought he's my boss. He wanted it. But we've been talking with him about the idea. Is it August 3rd?
August 3rd is his event. August 2nd would be when we wanted to do it.
Yeah, so Eric, we're thinking about on August 2nd to not only promote your August 3rd event, but maybe do a thing out here during the radio program to bring you out, invite some veterans, have you take their photos here on Friday, August 2nd, which is a month from today, by the way.
Yes, it is.
And then by doing that, we would promote your Saturday, August 3rd event. Anyway, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But our boss loves the idea.
Stand by, Chris.
He loves your photography. So anyway, here we go. Is there a difference between a woman and a woman?
Yes.
It's been you, woman.
Yes.
Hello, woman. Charity, you're a woman. Welcome in. Charity McCurdy, you're a
Right
woman.
down the line, by the way.
It is right down the line.
Thanks. I'll start calling you a mon.
Yeah, hey, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Charity, you've been reporting, and in fact, in a moment, we'll hear from Mr. T, who was one of the first reporters on the scene, and he was there for WOAI on November 5th, 2017, at First Baptist Church in Sutherland Springs. Horribly, 26 were killed that day, 22 wounded, and now a very, very big story, as you're reporting, Charity, that memorial, which was the former church, will now, after today, be demolished.
Yes. And, I think there's a lot of tension surrounding that decision because apparently a vote was held behind closed doors on that decision to tear it down. And they cited structural issues with the memorial, the building, as an issue. So I'm sure the community is divided as far as that decision to tear it down. But, we see it with school shootings. A lot of times they raise the building after the massacre.
Now, and I guess if they went to the community, they could probably find somebody that would come in and fix their structural problems, and they would be able to open it. Because I was there that day, Chris. I got a call from Brian Gann. I was watching football. It was a Sunday
Brian Gann was
afternoon.
our boss at the time.
Yeah, and
he's still one of our bosses.
Yes, and he called me and says, "Hey, you live kind of close to Sutherland Springs." I said, "Yeah, it's not too far away." And he goes, "Well, there was some kind of shooting out there at a church. Can you go check on it?" And I said, "Sure." So I jumped in my truck, and when I pulled up to where the church was, I never seen so many law enforcement from all different kinds, DPS, locals, and I looked at the church and there was bullet holes all over the church. And so I called Brian. I said, "Brian, I think this is a little bit bigger than just a shooting. This is a big shooting. This is massive." And so I did a little report with him, and then I hung out for a while, got as close as I could, and they were stopping people from getting anywhere near the church, but I was as close as I could possibly get. And it was just such an unbelievable scene. I felt so sad.
And Charity and T, I've gotten mixed emotions about, first of all, I don't like closed door votes. It sounds like you're kind of hiding from the community when you're going to make this decision to raise the memorial. And I understand, and you make a great point, Charity, a lot of school shootings, such as Uvalde, you wind up tearing the school down, choosing to do that. But I would hope, and I would imagine that another kind of memorial will be created. I mean, you've got to do that, don't you, in Sutherland Springs? If you're going to tear this one down, don't you create some other kind of memorial on that site?
Yeah, I mean, that we're talking about the deadliest mass shooting in the state's history, the deadliest at an American place of worship. I would imagine that would be the next natural step. But again, you just hate that this small town that's still reeling, from this tragedy that took place in 2017 is now having to face this issue of honoring the victims.
Yeah, and I just wonder if they'll ever recover from this. I mean, because it's still going to be in their hearts and in their minds for the rest of eternity, probably. But I mean, it's just hard to think about it like that if you weren't living in that community or there that day.
Sutherland Springs, we talk about Columbine. Forever when you hear Columbine, when you hear Sutherland Springs, to a lesser extent, but it was still a horrible day in Killeen when there was that shooting at that Luby's many, 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 many years ago. But yeah, one way or another, Charity, they've got to, and I hope they've already had these discussions. You got to create a memorial to certainly remember and honor the 26 killed, the 22 wounded on that day in 20. And I can't believe it seems like yesterday to me. It will be 7 years in November since that shooting.
I remember it so vividly because I was like 7 or 8 months pregnant with my first child, and I was going to some birthing class. And when I got the alert on my phone, and you're very hormonal when you're that pregnant, so that just unlocked new fears. Especially when you're about to bring a child into this world.
Yeah, it's a sad, sad day. It was very much so.
we'll keep an eye on what may be next in Sutherland Springs when they take down that memorial. Coming up, Charlie Parker with Those Were the Days. And before the top of the hour, after Charlie, more from you on where to get the best Q barbecue, that is. WOAI News Time, 6:45.
And we're back.
Hey, everybody. I'm Sonny Melendrez for Magic 105.3.
Sonny Melendrez.
Sonny Melendrez, everybody. We love Sonny. Although Mr. T and I don't make Sonny money.
Sonny money.
But we are Chopped Liver.
That's right.
Our
Or
band.
CFR.
Our band. We're working on getting our first gig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you know anybody looking for a really bad band, we're there. Yeah.
But and we're expanding the band. We're looking
Yes.
at bringing in.
Yes.
We haven't approached him yet.
But
Barry Davis
is going
of
to be our
Kids
drummer.
5.
Yes.
We're going to see if he knows how to play the drums.
And even if he doesn't, he's still going to be our drummer. Yeah.
He'll be our drummer. Yeah. So Barry Davis, if you're listening,
Yes. I know you're on the air right now, but if you're listening,
Chopped Liver wants you. You will be our Ringo. You can be the Ringo of Chopped Liver.
That'd be cool. Jordan Elder down at the down at the border.
Yes,
everybody.
and,
She's in the border.
she's very casual down at the
She
border.
made a run for the border, Chris.
Yeah.
Wow, this guy's new.
He actually went to USC.
Did he really?
He's a USC graduate. Yep. Panama.
Do. I reached down between my legs and eased the seat back. Okay, don't get it, Dave. What does it have to do with Panama?
Hey, how about that U.S. men's soccer team? Woo! Woo! We're looking good.
Yeah. It's soccer, Chris.
Yeah. It's so un-American.
It really is.
Soccer is, by definition, un-American.
Un-American.
Any game that can end in a tie,
Yeah, see,
and you call it nil.
And they don't
nil.
ever know how long the games actually are, Chris.
Yeah, that
that drives me nuts.
Yeah,
I tried
that
to watch
extra
it.
time.
I tried to watch it, man, and it was oh, cool.
Very cool, Eric.
Yeah,
We'll look
no
forward to
kidding.
that.
So are you going to get on Charity's yacht? Is that what you're doing?
But no, we're 1 month out. We
I
have to
know.
have this discussion
Yeah.
with
the T-Man.
with Eric, and we got to work it out.
Where are we doing it? All that logistically.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I mean, isn't the thought here during the show?
Yeah, I know, but where? Like,
Oh, I see what you're
in
saying.
the building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably
I would
right,
say there,
right
that way
outside the
people
glass,
can come in there.
because we can see them and talk
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
And
I like that.
Then
I
we
like
wave
that.
them in, and
Because he brings his own back. He has his own backdrop, so that would work.
no, I
That
think
would
that'd be
work.
great. Like right here,
Yeah.
where we can see the photos being taken.
And we'd have to just solicit. It would take us about a week to solicit people to come up
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
You know. And we'd have to make it 6 o'clock because the gate's not open until 6.
Yes. I have a question for you when we're off this. It doesn't have to be now, but I need to remember to ask you
Okay.
a question. It's like the vote in Sutherland Springs. It'll be
closed doors.
behind closed doors.
Yeah. Which happens. When Charity's doing the news at
But
7.
as Charlie Rich once sang, when you get behind closed doors and you let your hair fall down, and you make me glad that I'm a man.
Because no one knows.
One knows what goes on behind closed doors. Yeah, maybe we'll add that.
It
chopped
could be one of
liver.
our songs,
That could be
yeah.
a chopped liver song.
We'll do a punk version of it.
Yeah, punk. Behind closed doors.
Punk.
Yeah, Charlie Rich never did a punk version.
Yeah, that's right.
Of behind closed doors.
Because we're punks. We can do it.
Yeah, kind of a Sid Vicious
Sure,
meets
sure.
Charlie Rich thing going
Yeah.
on.
Sid Rich.
Sid Rich. Yes.
Or Charlie Vicious.
Or
However you want to do
Charlie,
it. Yeah. However you want to do
And
it.
Barry Davis will do a drum solo.
Oh,
in the
he'll
middle.
go
It'll be
off,
great.
man.
It'll be
He'll
wild.
just kick his drums
Absolutely
over.
wild.
He'll kick his drums over, throw everything down.
Yeah, and, Barry Davis will destroy his drum kit at the end of every show.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like the Keith Moon.
That'll be fun.
He's
That'll
like
be
the
fun.
Keith Moon
Chopped
of
liver, the punk
chopped
ears.
liver.
I like
yes.
that. I like that.
And that's why he'd really, when we come in as CFR,
Yes.
he'll be, yeah.
Yeah, that's when we switch to
goodness.
CFR. That's our punk band. Yeah.
And I understand Jessie Degollado is now available.
Oh,
she could play tambourines. In Chopped Liver. She
She'll play a green tambourine.
Yes, she could be our Linda McCartney
Yes.
of Chopped Liver.
I like it. She could be the Tennille's for our captains.
Yes, and our captain on a Yacht Rock Tuesday.
Good morning, Sleepy.
Sleepy, where have you been? Grumpy old fart is in here, everybody.
Wait, he's supposed to be coming in to do those. At 8:20 for Uncle. Oh wait, sorry, wrong one.
No, that's another grumpy old fart. That was very funny. There are too many really good Q places.
Harmon's in Cibolo is awesome. Big Bib is awesome.
Big Bib is pretty damn good.
Sleepy and Grumpy. Where's Doc and Bashful?
Yeah, Sleepy and Grumpy are in here, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Very funny, Eric. Good morning, Sleepy and Grumpy.
I love it.
So 4 talkbacks at last at last check.
See.
Cool. Derek Anderson, didn't he play for the Spurs?
He did. He did. Looks a lot different now.
He's looking very Republican.
No,
now.
Ernesto, I do not believe the Spurs are done, and let's just pray that they're not done. Buddy Hield? Okay. Snows in Lexington. Great barbecue. Okay.
Where is Lexington, Texas?
Up by it's east, I believe.
I don't even know where it is, man.
I believe it's close to Valley Forge, Texas.
Yes.
Right up there. Yes. North of Giddings.
North of Giddings, everybody.
Where's Giddings?
Go to Giddings and head due north to Lexington. 5950, yes.
5950.
That's right, everybody.
5950.
Wow, Larry David is 77.
Unbelievable. I do like that.
Well,
show.
the other thing that there's so many indicators that we are old. Jamie Lee Curtis as the mom
I know.
in The
I
Bear. And there's an episode in this season 3 that kind of features her. I think about, remember in 1984-ish, she did the movie Perfect?
Oh, my God.
She was on
God.
the cover of Rolling
John
Stone
Travolta,
magazine.
yes.
And I'm thinking.
Here's Charity.
Okay.
And here are some of the stories we're following for you this Tuesday morning. Former President Trump's partial victory in the Supreme Court over the question of immunity has big political implications. The Biden camp says they continue to rake in campaign cash after last week's debate. And the San Antonio mother who left her 3 young children in a hot car has now bonded out of jail. We'll have the latest coming up right now, traffic and weather together.
Lots of sunshine today and hot. Highs 101, possibly 102. Tomorrow, sunshine, except for a few afternoon clouds. Hot, highs 101. Thursday, Independence Day, partly cloudy, partly sunny and hot. Highs 101, possibly 102. It is 80 degrees in Alamo Ranch, 80 degrees in Castle Hills, and 79 right here in Stone Oak. WOAI News Time, 6:54.
The things we do for love and the things we do for barbecue. Thank you.
Same thing,
You
Chris.
read my mind. It is a Yacht Rock Tuesday. San Antonio's first news. Our thanks to Charlie Parker for those were the days. He'll be in studio at 8:20. Charity McCurdy, Mr. T, Tim Merriman. I'm Chris Duell, EJ Pacheco, and Andrew Zimmel flying the Millennium Falcon. We are streaming live video on YouTube. Go check us out at 1200 WOAI on YouTube. And Charity, we have been asking the people all morning long after this survey that we detailed that has the best barbecue in America. They say it's in Kansas City, Missouri. We disagree. We're asking our listeners, where is the best barbecue around here? Charity, how do they tell us that information?
On the free iHeartRadio app, you launch it, search our radio station, 1200 WOAI. Look for that red circle. That's the talkback button. Once you hit it, 30 seconds to let us know your favorite barbecue joint and your favorite barbecue dish.
Yeah, it's that simple. Let's go to Hector.
Good morning, guys. This is Hector. What's our favorite barbecue here in the Gonzalez household? It's Twin Brothers Barbecue on West Avenue. Great barbecue, great location, terrific people. And it's part of the same restaurant group that's owned by noted chef Jason Daddy.
Ooh.
Anyway, have a great day, guys, and enjoy your 4th of July.
Now,
Yes.
see, that'll impress Charity because she's a barbecue elitist.
Well, she
Okay.
loves
So
that place.
if
Two
Jason
brothers.
Dady is involved.
Okay, I was like, twin or
Yeah,
is it
it's two brothers.
Okay,
It's two
two
brothers.
brothers.
Well, how do you
Yeah.
know those two brothers aren't twins?
This is true.
Well, it's
Those
very
two brothers
Just
could
possible.
going
be
by the
twins.
name on the restaurant.
Maybe
though.
Hector's so inside
That's true.
that he calls it twin brothers.
That's true,
All
because he
right.
knows.
And it must be Jason Dady. I mean,
He could have a twin brother. We don't know.
Charity.
It's really, really
That is
good.
Charity approved. Anything that guy serves
It's
up is
really good.
Charity approved.
All right, let's go up to New Braunfels.
Morning, this is Trey for New Braunfels and Burnt Bean and Seguin, the Burnt Bean Company. They are awesome.
That's two for them.
That's the second, and
Yeah.
I've never been Burnt Bean in Seguin.
I'll have to check it out. Plus, it rhymes.
Yes,
I like
exactly.
that.
We're
I
all
like
about the
it.
poetry
Yes.
on this
Yes.
show. Poetry, baby.
All right, here's another one.
Hey, good morning. You got to try B&B Smokehouse off of Old Pleasanton Road. They do a brisket, bacon, grilled cheese. It's freaking amazing.
Wait, brisket, bacon, grilled cheese. You had
Those are
me.
three of the major
wow.
food groups right there.
Wow.
Brisket, bacon, grilled cheese. Wash that down with an ice cold beer.
Oh, I'm
Sounds
in.
amazing.
I'm in.
Wow.
All right, let's go to Lavernia.
Good morning from Lavernia, Texas. The best barbecue is Rabel's. Right now they're New Berlin and they're moving into their new location in Lavernia. The best ribs and barbecue you ever ate.
And from what I understand, that opens tomorrow, the one in Lavernia.
How do you know that? How
Because
do you
it
know
was
that
on-
Rabel's opens tomorrow in Lavernia?
Because
Are
it
you
was
that
on the
locked
chat.
in
It
to
was
the
on the
barbecue
chat.
culture?
It was on the chat. Somebody told me that on
Wow,
the
okay.
chat. That's
That
how I know.
man knows his
Yeah,
barbecue.
well, that's it, Chris. I am very locked
That's
into
right.
Lavernia barbecue history.
It's barbecue culture, baby.
Well, yeah, it's history.
Very nice.
It's history. And that's all we got for right now.
That's it for right.
Yeah, for right now.
That's so. Do as Charity said. Go to the free iHeartRadio app and do the talkback feature. It's a little microphone button. You got 30 seconds. So, what's the in Seguin? The black bean?
No, the burnt bean.
The burnt bean.
The burnt
Yeah.
bean.
Now, what's on your menu for July 4th, Chris and T?
Well,
great question.
You want me to go first?
You go first.
My wife is heading to South Dakota on July 4th. Yeah, she's taking her sister and her mom. They're going to see her brother up in South Dakota. So I was thinking, since I'm just going to be me and the dog, I'm thinking a steak. I'm thinking steak and baked potato.
Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
We haven't decided yet, Charity. We procrastinate and we do stuff at the last second. But after all this barbecue talk, I'm leaning barbecue.
I'll do barbecue on Friday, probably.
Yeah.
You got to put that order in early, though, because
Yes.
if you try to do same day on the 4th of July, I mean, you're out of luck, pretty much. Just a heads up.
That's true.
I've
Yeah.
tried.
Or I have a guy that lives down the road from me. He's the brisket king of Floresville. Maybe he'll do something on Friday.
The brisket king of Floresville.
Oh, he does the best brisket.
Now
ever.
with your wife out of town for how long?
5, 6 days, 7.
What, are you going to have a big party? You going to have a big old bachelor thing and invite the brisket king of Floresville? You going to get a keg?
No, don't need a keg. Plenty of beer.
Yeah, there's something special about having a keg.
Yeah,
a keg says, "I'm here to party. I'm here to float this keg." Just saying.
No, it's just me and the dog. We're gonna
get Charity. You can go to Chef Jason Dady and say, "I know
pick up
Charity
some- yeah, I know
McCurdy.
Charity.
Could you serve me
Oh,
up
well,
some
hang on. Let me get some of the
elitist barbecue?
special barbecue in the back
Yes.
for Charity that we
Yes.
keep just for her.
Yes.
Yes, I want ultra lean brisket, please.
Yes,
None of
none of
that
this-
fatty stuff, please.
None of this run-of-the-mill proletariat barbecue.
Regular people barbecue. No, thank you. I'm Charity McCurdy. Give me
okay.
my barbecue. Thank
Barbecue for the aristocracy.
Stop.
Yes. Coming up, did you know, Charity, today is World UFO Day?
Ooh,
We-
E.T. phone home.
Yes, we have a special musical tribute for what today, World UFO Day. And bonus points if you spot a UFO today on World UFO Day.
Yes.
That's coming up at 7:10 on our segment. Wait till you hear this. First, though, Charity McCurdy has all the big stories you need to know about on this Tuesday morning because WOAI News Time is 7 o'clock.
Seven o'clock is our time. San Antonio's first news. Good Tuesday morning. I'm Charity McCurdy. Among our top stories, the Supreme Court gives Trump a victory in its immunity ruling, and Hurricane Beryl gains strength in the Caribbean. Details ahead. First, traffic and weather together every 10 minutes in mornings. Your Weather Channel forecast for this Tuesday: sunshine, a high near 100. Tonight's low near 75. Right now, we're at 78 degrees. Former President Trump is making an effort to get his New York City hush money conviction overturned following that Supreme Court decision on presidential immunity. Fox's Tanya J. Powers has more on Decision 2024.
Former President Trump's lawyers have sent a letter to Judge Juan Merchan, who oversaw the hush money trial, in a bid to set aside the guilty verdict. It was filed on Monday, just hours after the release of the Supreme Court opinion that said presidents are immune from federal prosecution for official acts while in office. The former president was convicted in May of 34 felony counts that were related to hush money paid to an adult film star in the run-up to the 2016 election. He's set to be sentenced next Tuesday. His attorneys have asked Judge Merchan to postpone that while the judge weighs whether the Supreme Court ruling affects the conviction. In New York City, Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
In remarks at the White House, President Biden said he agrees with the dissenting opinion of liberal Justice Sonia Sotomayor.
Here's what she said. She said, in every use of official power, the president is now a king above the law. With fear for our democracy, I dissent. End of quote. So should the American people dissent. I dissent.
Meantime, Democrats are still rallying behind the president despite calls for him to step down after a shaky debate performance. Trump's legal spokeswoman, Alina Habba, told Fox's Hannity removing the president from the ballot is a risky move.
I think we have to think about the implications. He's the presumptive nominee. If he were to back out and say, or try, let's say, for the DNC to replace him, there would be a lot of implications for the Biden campaign. They'd probably be lawsuits, as we saw when they tried to take President Trump off the ticket and failed.
President Biden's campaign has raked in more than $33 million since his debate last week, despite some backlash about his performance. While Hurricane Beryl continues to grow stronger. Here's Fox Weather's Max Gordon.
Hurricane Beryl made landfall Monday morning, slamming into Carriacou Island in Grenada. At the time of landfall, Beryl was a high-end Category 4 hurricane with 150-mile-per-hour winds, now the earliest Category 4 hurricane on record in the Atlantic hurricane season. This storm intensified quickly, fueled by extremely warm waters. Beryl went from a tropical depression to tropical storm to a major hurricane in less than 48 hours. This is only the second named storm of the 2024 Atlantic hurricane season. Trees have been toppled, power has been knocked out in some places, and a life-threatening storm surge has sent water rushing inland across the southern Windward Islands.
Beryl is expected to weaken into a tropical storm as it moves through the Gulf this weekend. While the forecast has it making landfall in Mexico, it could have an impact on the Brownsville and Corpus Christi areas by next Monday. Well, a woman is out on bond following her arrest for leaving her 3 children in a hot car for almost an hour while she was shopping. SAPD responded around 2 p.m. Friday to the reported kids in the car on Highway 281. The children included a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 1-month-old baby. Officers arrested 33-year-old Angela Garza Amador on 3 charges of abandoning or endangering a child. She reportedly told police she'd gone into the store and lost track of time. Garza Amador bonded out yesterday. Well, San Antonio City Council will vote next month on a proposed curfew for Hemisphere Park. The park is open 24 hours and not currently subject to the curfew between 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. Some recent downtown shootings led to complaints from nearby residents and businesses suggesting a change. The vote on the curfew is scheduled for August 7th. Well, the 4th of July is just a couple of days away, meaning it's prime time for fireworks stands in Texas. Health experts are warning that even something as simple as a sparkler could lead to a trip to the emergency room.
Sparklers can reach up to 2,000 degrees, which can cause significant burns to eyes, hands, feet whenever the kids drop them on their feet.
Dr. John Tolley is with Baptist Health System ER. He says it's frustrating to see the advertisements for sparklers, which makes them look safe. He says every Independence Day, they get slammed with people hurt by fireworks. The most serious cases involve people who lose fingers when fireworks go off in their hands. It is 7:06, news at the top and bottom of every hour, along with breaking news as it happens. I'm Charity McCurdy, traffic and weather coming up.
San Antonio's first news on a Yacht Rock Tuesday, which is also World UFO Day. Have you ever had a UFO sighting? Coming up, we pay tribute musically to World UFO Day in a segment we call Wait Till You Hear This. A big 7 o'clock hour, 7:20. Mike Opelka from the Pure Opelka podcast, his take on the morning's big story. 7:40, national correspondent Rory O'Neill, reaction to the Supreme Court's decision regarding presidential immunity, and along the way, your choices for the best barbecue in South Texas. We're hearing from you on the Talkback feature on the free iHeartRadio app. But first, let's get you caught up on traffic and weather together.
Sunny skies today and hot. Highs 100, 101. Tomorrow, generally sunny except for a few afternoon clouds and hot. Highs right around 100 degrees. Then on Thursday, partly cloudy, partly sunny. That would be your Independence Day forecast. Partly cloudy, partly sunny. Highs 100, 101. Right now, it is 80 degrees in Alamo Heights, 80 in Terrell Hills, and 79 right here in Stone Oak. WOAI News Time, 7:10.
Your heart will beat a little faster if you see a UFO. San Antonio's First News, Charity McCurdy, Mr. T. Tim Merriman. I'm Chris Duell. Charlie Parker going to join us at 8:20. Before we celebrate World UFO Day on a segment we call Wait Till You Hear This, let's go around the horn first. Charity McCurdy, have you ever seen a UFO?
Driving to work as early as we do, I have seen something. It was like a green light, and I didn't know if it was a drone. I didn't know it was what I was looking at. So it wasn't an unidentified flying object. So technically, yes.
Yes, from Charity. Mr. T, have you ever seen a UFO?
Yes, when I was in high school, Medina Lake, something flew over the lake very fast and very bright. And of course, I was with some other people, and we all saw it. But, there could have been other things involved.
Were you imbibing in any kind of mind-altering substance at the time?
What's the statute of limitations? Yeah, of course.
Okay, just checking.
Why do you think they call it high school?
That could be a factor. When I was a kid, maybe 7 years old, in the front yard of my home, 5502 Ben-Hur Drive in San Antonio, this thing went across. It looked like a double Ferris wheel, shaped like a Ferris wheel with lights. So it was like a Ferris wheel in the sky going. It was not an airplane. It was not a satellite. It was, to this day, I still see it in my mind's eye from having been a kid, but it was a UFO.
So Chris saw a wheel in the sky.
Wheel in the sky. It kept on turning. Journey, by the way, coming to the Alamo Dome on August 16th, along with Def Leppard and the Steve Miller Band.
Yeah, right before your birthday, actually. Yeah.
So, Richard Oliver, if you're listening,
box suites right here.
Thank you. Cool. Hopefully we'll be in Richard Oliver's suite.
That would be nice. That would be nice.
Which would be very, very nice. So, Mr. T, you have put together a musical tribute to World UFO Day.
Yep, here is today's Wait Till You Hear This.
All those lights we thought was a UFO.
Whoa, looky there.
Turns out it was a big drone show.
What?
It was over our heads.
I knows what I seen.
Over our heads, but it sure looked real.
It did. That's a UFO.
Is it something they missed?
Darn government.
Over our heads, cause I know they exist.
Yeah, I swear. They're not here. They're not coming. Not in a million years. Do we put away our hatred? Lay aside our fears. You may see the heavens flashing. You may hear the cosmos humming. But I promise you, my sister, they're not here. They're not coming.
Don Henley with the punctuation. They're kind of an obscure Don Henley tune, but I like it a lot. They're not here. They're not coming.
Not in a million years, Chris.
Wow.
I don't know. I mean, if you ever listen to Coast AM,
every weekday morning.
Yes.
Yeah, according to Coast AM, there's lots of UFOs out there. So happy World UFO Day.
Yes.
Very, very nice.
Enjoy yourself.
Yes, enjoy yourself.
Look up in the sky, but just don't get probed.
No. Unless you'd enjoy it.
Well, that's true.
I mean, if it's a voluntary
some people
alien probe, I mean, you may say, hey, are you an alien or are you just happy to see me?
Where's the Hawk Tuah girl when you need her? You know?
Exactly. Some people, whatever your kink is, as long as you're a consenting adult, whatever you're into. Whatever gets you through the night, as John Lennon
What
once
is
said.
it? World UFO Day?
All
Okay.
right. It's all right. Coming up, Mike Opelka will get us through the morning. Woo! Mike Opelka from the Pure Opelka podcast, moments away. WOAI News Time, 7:14.
Hello.
Hello,
Okay,
everybody.
we're there.
Oh, my feed went away. I've got to
That was hilarious.
I gotta find the feed again. YouTube. Go to WII. There it is. And there we are. 31 watching right now. Hello, you 31 people.
Oh, they heard Charlie Parker's in the building.
Charlie Parker is in the building.
Did you know a guy named David Hale in the 70s? He lived right near you.
I knew David Hale in Glen Oaks Park. I knew him very well.
That's according to David Hiller.
I went to school with him at Holmes High School.
Hey, Steeler Rob. Yes, I've seen UFO several times as well.
In fact, I think
Great
David
band.
Hale was either on
Rock Bottom.
Keystone, where The Rock lived on Keystone. I lived on Ben-Hur. Could have been on Mandrake, was where David Hale lived, I do believe. Or could have been on Charter Oak.
That was funny. I laughed. I cried. You want to do something here real quick?
Wildly inappropriate.
I loved it. Google Trends posted its big 4th of July roundup. The top how to grill searches for this year are corn on the cob, salmon, chicken, asparagus, and burgers. You want to do that real quick before headlines?
Sure. What is it?
Google searches for 4th of July.
Okay. For food.
All kinds of 4th of July stuff on there. You don't have to do them all. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Top grilling searches, top boozy drinks. Because we got like 3 minutes to kill here.
Really?
Yeah. I'll get it. 10 out of 10. Hey, boom. That's tomorrow's boom. Here we go.
Okay. Yes, Gordon Lightfoot on a Yacht Rock Tuesday. You know, he had a very light foot.
He did.
Gordon Lightfoot.
He did.
One of his 2 feet were very light.
Yes.
But he didn't have a man chin.
He did not.
He had a light foot, but not a man chin.
I know.
Just
I know.
saying. Coming up, Mike Opelka from the Pure Opelka podcast. But before that, Charity, Mr. T has just handed me, because we want to get everybody
This
ready.
just in.
We want to get everybody ready for the 4th of July. The top Google searches for the 4th of July. This is actually compiled by Google Trends. The number 1 search, how to grill. People want to know how to grill, you know, because they don't have Charlie Parker nearby. So they have to grill for themselves. By the way, Charlie will be in studio at 8:20. Second is the top boozy drinks. People want to have adult beverages. Among them, the Bomb Pop cocktail.
Ooh.
No idea what that is.
Ooh.
Sangria, the Aviation cocktail, Margarita, and Aperol Spritz are among the Google 4th of July searches.
Sangria.
Yes.
Salad and sides are being Googled for 4th of July. Pasta salad, cucumber salad, potato salad, macaroni salad. So there's that. Number 4, I kind of find interesting. Trazodone for dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently,
Yeah.
you give your dog Trazodone.
Yes.
It's an anxiety medication.
Yes.
My mother had Trazodone to help her sleep and
cool.
for anxiety.
Yeah.
I
See,
didn't know you give that to your dog.
My vet gave me some gummies for my dog to give her.
Wow, gummies for dogs.
Yeah, to give it to her for the fireworks.
Does your dog share that with his human master?
No.
The gummies?
No,
Okay.
she stashes them.
Top things to do for the 4th of July charity: water parks, fireworks, camping, movies, trips to the zoo,
Picnics.
Yes.
Yeah.
And finally, T-shirts and hats for the 4th of July. I think you got to wear that Uncle Sam top hat.
Yes.
Go to Old Navy and get their,
yeah.
Obligatory, patriotic shirt.
I actually have one that
yeah.
I think it says like 1989 or something on it.
Very nice. Coming up, the very patriotic Mike Opelka from the Pure Opelka podcast. But first, Charity McCurdy, what stories are you following?
Well, former President Trump's partial victory in the Supreme Court over immunity is sparking intense reaction from both parties. Hurricane Beryl has intensified to a Cat 5 storm as it moves towards Jamaica, and City Council is weighing a curfew for Hemisphere Park. We'll have details coming up. Right now, traffic and weather together.
Lots of sunshine today, tomorrow, and on Independence Day. Highs right around 100, 101 all 3 days. Right now, it's 80 degrees in Castle Hills, 80 in Windcrest, and 79 right here in Stone Oak. WOEI News Time, 721.
San Antonio's first news. Every weekday morning at this time, we check in with Mike Opelka from the Pure Opelka podcast. He's brought to us by Randy Adams Incorporated. And Mike, I know there's lots of big stories to get to. The immunity ruling, Hurricane Beryl barreling down on Jamaica, and others. I got to start with, did you see President Joe Biden's speech? What is the deal with the self-tanner? Is he changed a shade since the debate? Is he trying out for a copper tone commercial? What's going on with this guy?
It's easy to explain. The guy has a history of plagiarism. He's now plagiarizing Trump's skin tones.
We have two orange men now.
Yeah. I thought Orange Man bad. No, Orange Man good. This one. Yeah, crazy.
And, Mike, it seems like he's really trying to bounce back from the debate debacle last week, and it seems to be going well as long as he has a teleprompter.
Teleprompter and shortness of event and no questions from the audience. We saw what happens when you get a question from a couple of CNN anchors you thought were friendly. That didn't go well. So Biden speaks for 4.5 minutes, has a spray tan, and then pivots and goes back to whatever he was waiting for him, whether it's chocolate chip ice cream. I don't know. But it really is kind of antithetical to what they're telling us. Oh, yes, he's going to be doing a sit down with a major media outlet. Sure. I'm sure that's happening. It just really felt very bizarre, especially the whole way it was rushed through. 7:45. We don't want to piss off the Jeopardy people, but the Wheel of Fortune people, we've already got that vote. It's amazing how this was all lined up last night.
Meanwhile, are we going to find out what actually official acts are anytime soon?
No, we're not. It's going to take a long time. This case gets kicked back. The immunity case gets kicked back to whence it came. And the judges and the lawyers are now going to argue what's an official act. But I think what's interesting in all of this, there were two sidebars to this. One of them was that you can't really get in the head of the person and judge intent, which has always been a key element in court. It's very hard to prove. It's even harder in this case. And if you read the concurrences, which I'm a geek, so I have no life, what Clarence Thomas did in all of this is really throw a huge monkey wrench into Jack Smith's dreams of going forward in any way, because he lays out chapter and verse why Jack Smith's appointment wasn't even close to being legal. And that's the next hammer to drop.
And Mike, meanwhile, we're starting to get more polling data in the aftermath of that debate, including Bruce Springsteen's state of New Jersey, and things starting to look good for Donald Trump there now.
It's interesting, Chris, but Jersey is one of those things that I'll believe it when I see it. We get these polls that say, oh, it's closer. Now Trump's ahead by a point. And then Jersey wakes up on election day and votes for Democrats because they've done that for a while. But Bob Menendez and his crazy trial, and the governor who runs off to his mansion in Italy whenever there's anything rough happening in the state, that's finally starting to wear on the people as well as the economy. So is Jersey in play? Maybe. I think Virginia is much more in play, and that's why you're going to see Biden in Virginia today.
And Mike, talk about bad timing. You know, Dr. Jill Biden on the cover of Vogue wearing a $10,000 outfit. I don't know if that was the right move.
Yeah, and lecturing us on we don't understand how good the economy is, and our financial pain is only in our minds. It's Bravo Sierra. The funny thing about that is Jill Biden, which we're now calling her Visiting Angel. That's our new name for her. She's a visiting angel. That's a new thing. But on the cover of Vogue, the New York Post today has Joe Biden, and they've got the Vogue logo, but it says vague.
I love it.
It's very funny.
I love it. Meanwhile, a massive sinkhole in Florida. How did they know?
Ooh, Florida's going to come visit you. You can't make fun of them. Florida man get mad, usually carries chainsaw. Yeah, I love sinkhole stories. Last week there was one like in Ohio that swallowed a football field. So wherever there's a good sinkhole video, I always like to see it, and I always look at what caused it. Didn't they look at what was underneath that area before they built on it? In the Ohio case, there was like a tunnel system, and nobody thought that was going to come back to bite them.
No.
No. You can get more Mike Opelka from his Pure Opelka podcast. Get it wherever you get your podcast. We recommend the free iHeartRadio app. Another episode will drop this morning. You don't want to miss it. Mike is brought to us by Randy Adams Incorporated. Lots more coming up in the next half hour. First of all, at the bottom, Charity McCurdy with everything you need to know. Then at 7:40, national correspondent Rory O'Neill on reaction to that immunity ruling by the Supreme Court. And at 7:50, you sound off further on the best places to get barbecue and what you get in South Texas. Charlie Parker will join us at 8:20. WOAI News Time, 7:27.
Back.
Hey, everybody.
All right, so we got 3 we can use.
Okay. Tommy Miller. Kay, welcome in.
Hey, Kay.
Sleepy. Flat Dark Earth, welcome in. David Hiller. So you said 3.
Wait, Kyrie's here? Flat Dark Earth? He's a flat earther, right?
He is a flat earther. Oh.
No, we're off Thursday and Friday, Tommy Miller. You are correct. We are not going to be here. We're celebrating Independence Day. Very funny, Eric.
Yeah,
Yes,
very
we
good,
are.
Travis. We are independent on Friday.
With a beer in our hands and our toes in the sand.
4 days
Woo.
weekend.
Shocking, I know.
Yes.
Okay.
Somebody posted a bunch of photos at the end of every Warriors Spurs game.
Oh, yeah, he would go up and
He would
talk
go
to
right
Pop,
up to
yeah.
Wemby. He'd
Oh,
go
to
right up
Wemby, yeah.
Yeah.
But still, him and Pop have had a relationship for quite some time. Still need a shooter, though, man.
Oh,
There's Wemby.
is he working out with Chris Paul? No,
No, that's France team. And
if USA doesn't win it, I'm all about Wemby.
it could end up being France and the United States
That
for
would
the
be
gold.
cool. Yeah.
Then who do you root for, though? That's the tough part.
I root for Wemby to have a huge game,
And
but for the USA to win
win.
a last-second shot.
Yep. Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning, Jesse. What is up?
You're welcome, Kay.
Thank you, Kay. I hope you enjoyed
Happy birthday to your wife, Travis.
the alien probe discussion. I mean, I'm just saying, there's probably some people out there. I'm sure most people don't enjoy it.
Look, Chris.
But there's got to be somebody.
Let's just say it like it is. You know, you can get probed by whoever you want to get probed by.
Yes.
That's your business. If it was
Yes.
an alien, you know, it doesn't matter.
I'm pro-choice on probing. If you choose it,
If you choose to be
If
probed,
you're an adult,
then you should be probed.
pro-choice.
Oh, hell yeah, Sleepy. That sounds fun. Beer and polka. Nothing better.
Polka.
Polka.
Not enough polka music these days.
There really isn't, and you know what really is good? Acid polka.
We need to do an acid polka music Friday.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
I've brought this up before. My nephew Grant once OD'd on an acid burrito at a Grateful Dead concert at the LA Coliseum.
Oh, I can imagine. There's a lot of acid at Grateful Dead
I didn't even
shows.
know an acid burrito existed.
Well,
hey, would you like an acid burrito?
Oh, sure.
Of course. It's a Grateful Dead concert. What could possibly go wrong? He wound up in the emergency room.
Yeah, we bet. I agree with you there, Travis. Only my gastro doctor does my probing as well.
He's gone on to be he was in college at the time. He's gone on to be a very successful
Yes, Brave
record
Combo.
producer.
There you go. There you go, Sleepy. Brave Combo. We get some acid jazz in there. Or acid polka, sorry. No acid jazz, acid polka.
I need to stretch during this break.
Well, we're going to charity here.
I'm sitting too much. Yeah, you've got Charity McCurdy coming.
Yes.
So we're
Enough
gonna
of
go
chopped liver. You got
from
30
chopped
seconds.
liver
All right,
to
here we go,
eye
guys.
candy.
.32 is our time. San Antonio's first news. Good Tuesday morning. I'm Charity McCurdy. Among our top stories, more reaction to the Supreme Court's immunity ruling, and Hurricane Beryl is now a powerful Category 5 storm. Details ahead. First, traffic and weather together every 10 minutes and mornings. Your Weather Channel forecast for this Tuesday. Sunshine, a high near 100. Tonight's low near 75. Right now, 78 degrees. The Supreme Court has ruled on former President Trump's presidential immunity, and President Biden is slamming the decision. Here's Fox's Matt Finn with more on Decision 2024.
President Biden came out swinging against the Supreme Court's ruling, which grants former President Trump and all presidents substantial immunity from prosecution for official acts while committed in office.
I concur with Justice Sotomayor's dissent today. Here's what she said. She said, in every use of official power, the president is now a king above the law. With fear for our democracy, I dissent. End of quote.
Just days after what was considered a disastrous debate, the president addressed the nation looking better with a noticeable tan and no long facial pauses.
And former President Trump is trying to have his conviction in the New York hush money case tossed. Trump's lawyers sent a letter to the judge to make their case after the ruling. Trump was recently convicted on 34 felony counts for falsifying business records in connection with the hush money payments prior to the 2016 election. Trump is scheduled to be sentenced next week. Meantime, President Biden's poor debate performance in last week's debate is reportedly not hurting his campaign financially. Here's Fox's Sue Guzman.
The Biden-Harris campaign announcing it raised $127 million in the month of June, $38 million of that raised in the 4 days following the first presidential debate. It was the best fundraising month of the campaign and brings the total to $240 million of cash on hand. Of the $127 million June haul, 2/3 came from grassroots donors, they say. 95% of the donations were under $200. The Biden-Harris campaign issuing a statement saying the election will be close and the stakes couldn't be higher. The Trump campaign has not announced the total cash it has on hand, but it outraised President Biden in May. Sue Guzman, Fox News.
Well, a Texas man is behind bars after being accused of impersonating a Child Protective Services worker to gain access to children. The Lamar County Sheriff's Office said it received a report on June 18th about a man impersonating a CPS worker after he allegedly told the child's parents he needed to speak to the child and then gain access to the child. The Sheriff's Office discovered during the investigation that a similar incident happened in Sulphur Springs in November. 56-year-old Gerald Don Miller has been charged with 3 counts of impersonating a public servant and 1 count of sexual assault. He's being held in the Hopkins County Jail on a $300,000 bond. Hurricane Beryl has become the earliest Cat 5 hurricane in history, decimating islands across the southeastern Caribbean and leaving at least 2 people dead. Fox Weather's Adam Klotz has more.
Typically, we see our second big storm of the year, more like July 17th. So we're way early, and this one is massive, the biggest we've seen ever when you talk about this early and this size of a storm. It grew really big, really defined eye wall, winds at 165 miles an hour, really an unheard of storm this early in the season. We've seen it grow pretty quickly from 130 mile an hour winds back on Sunday afternoon up to 165. It continues to overperform forecast models, not necessarily grasping just how strong of a storm this would ultimately become. By Wednesday, over the course of the day, slowing down just a little bit, winds at 140 miles an hour, still a Category 4 hurricane.
And Beryl is expected to weaken into a tropical storm as it moves through the Gulf this weekend. While the forecast has it making landfall in Mexico, it could have an impact on the Brownsville and Corpus Christi areas by next Monday. Well, today is the last day you can visit the Sutherland Springs Shooting Memorial before it's torn down.
The 2017 mass shooting at the Sutherland Springs Baptist Church claimed 26 lives. The church was repurposed into a memorial a week later and has stood ever since. In 2021, church members reportedly voted behind closed doors to demolish the memorial due to reported structural issues. The memorial is next to the church's new building, which opened in 2019. Victims of the shooting settled with the Justice Department for $144.5 million. Eric Lycum, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
It is 7:37. Traffic and weather together in a minute, but first, a check of your money and the world of business. Ed Corey is live at the Bloomberg News Desk. All right, thanks, Ed. News at the top and bottom of every hour, along with breaking news as it happens. I'm Charity McCurdy. Here's traffic and weather.
Hall & Oates on a Yacht Rock Tuesday, back when they weren't suing each other, back when they got along. It's San Antonio's First News. Charity McCurdy, Mr. T, Tim Merriman, Charlie Parker will join us at 8:20. I'm Chris Duell. Coming up at 7:50, more of your talkbacks on barbecue. But, of course, the big story, the Supreme Court decision regarding presidential immunity. National correspondent Rory O'Neill has been tracking that story. And Rory, Trump supporters are celebrating what that decision was, and President Joe Biden and the Democrats, just the opposite. They are none too happy.
No, and they're sort of, trying to scare the public, essentially. Justice Sotomayor writing how this is a step toward making a president a king. Look, the decision by the majority, the conservative majority of the court, 6-3, is opening up a Pandora's box a bit by having a lot of this still unsettled, as lower courts will now have to struggle with, well, exactly what is a private action versus an official action, and how do you bridge the two? And it can get a little bit complicated for future courts to decide just what level of immunity presidents enjoy.
And Rory, with Trump moving to have his hush money conviction thrown out, does the timing of those hush money payments fall under his presidential term?
Well, they're going to argue that some of the evidence that was shown at that trial does fall under the immunity statutes that the Supreme Court cited, essentially saying, look, some of the evidence included tweets by the president, and those tweets are official presidential documents, according to other court decisions. So those tweets should not have been allowed at trial. So they're going to argue on a couple different points that there are items that were entered into as evidence that now are protected in this immunity ruling from the Supreme Court.
Do we have any idea when the lower court will rule on these? Is there a timeline?
No. Now, we know that the sentencing hearing is next week, so this is when we're likely to hear from some of the lawyers for Donald Trump at the sentencing hearing. So it is all wait and see. The judge may just dismiss it out of hand as well, saying that the evidence wasn't a factor. That's tough to do. We're in it for the long haul. It's good to be a constitutional lawyer these days.
and certainly another bottom line effect of this, Rory, other court cases like the Jack Smith case, it looks like even more unlikely now anything's going to get to court among those cases before Election Day.
All right, let's have before Election Day, not going to happen. But you can have the argument of, does a president have immunity? Did Donald Trump have immunity when he took the documents? Because, a president has immunity. But when he was out of office and refused to turn them over, is that a crime? And which is which? And can you have both? And so let the lawyer unleash the lawyers.
And needless to say, a lot of anger directed at the Supreme Court. And yet people like New York's AOC threatening to file articles of impeachment against the justices who delivered the decision.
Yeah, that's okay.
Not going to happen.
Even a Republican-controlled House, okay, that's fine. Knock yourself out.
Yeah, unleash AOC. Apparently that's going to happen. Our thanks to national correspondent Rory O'Neill. Coming up, more of your recommendations, your go-to barbecue joints. Earlier in the show, we gave you the results of a national poll that says Kansas City has the best barbecue in America. We disagree. We're asking you where the best barbecue in our area is. We'll hear from you coming up. WOAI News Time, 7:44.
And we're back.
Hey, everybody. Stephen from Lytle on a promo.
Yeah, it's a new one.
Good.
From the ones I sent him last week.
Cool. I hope he hears this. Cool that he gets on. Hello, everybody on the live video feed on YouTube. 28 of you currently. Welcome in. We say hi to you if we see your name, like Eric, Kay, Travis, Tommy, Flat Dark Earth, Sleepy. Welcome in.
Oh, I forgot. What was the voicemail you sent me? I listened to it and I forgot what it was. Yeah.
You may want to turn the mic off. I have no idea what I sent you.
Oh, CPS.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I thought that was interesting. That
Yeah, I
they're
thought it was
declaring
too. And I
a-
was going to pull the audio, and I forgot about it till right now. I didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah. I mean, I like the fact that it's
The
A, it's
different
new,
one, yeah.
and B, it's Stephen from Lytle.
Yeah. Right now, I'm sitting on 3. That's it.
Okay. Eric, if you're listening, and you were in there a second ago, you still are, I think. I just got your text. I'll send that to Mr. T. He sent me the poster for the Health and Wellness Expo for the 3rd.
Oh,
he
cool.
says this is the event for August 3rd. I'm reaching out to them to see if they want someone to join me August 2nd in the
Beautiful.
studio.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
And Eric, if you don't get somebody, that's fine too, because I mean you're the
guy.
As far as what we're talking about on the 2nd, you're the focus. So we'd obviously give you more airtime than somebody from the expo.
Yeah.
But
You can mention the expo all you want, but you're the guy. You're the man.
You're the man.
You're the myth. You're the
How can I
legend.
possibly be the man when you're the man?
That's right. How could I possibly be the man when you're the man, Chris?
Can I?
Yeah, baby boomers moving in together as boom mates, Chris.
Okay, I'm sending that to Charity and Tim right now.
Beautiful.
Just sent it.
And she's gone. Oh, cool. Oh, Wonderland of Americas. Okay. Dr. Seincup. Mitchell Seincup, everybody. See, I told you that too. Oh, wait, we got 4th. Oh, this guy's offering to do a barbecue for us.
Who is?
Mo.
Smoky Mo?
Yeah. No, the guy's named Mo, and he says the best barbecue's in his backyard, and he'd be glad to smoke a brisket for us any time of day.
Oh, my
Just
God.
let me know when and where, but if you're looking to go out and check out a local joint called 2M Barbecue. That's 2 of those.
Someone
I
else
got.
said 2M. So that's an email you're reading?
No,
from
no,
Mo?
it's a talkback.
Oh, okay.
So we got 4 now.
Oh, beautiful. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to take us on.
So should I do we have time here? Should I do the Chris Paul
We can
here?
if you want. Or we can wait. Well, no, because Charlie's going to take the 8 o'clock hour you watch.
Right.
Stand by, Chris.
Okay. Just ahead of headlines, traffic, and weather together. And then we will hear from you on the Talkback feature on the free iHeartRadio app, your best barbecue joints in South Texas. Now, Charity and Mr. T, I wasn't here yesterday. I was in Houston apologizing to Michael McDonald for the negative things Mr. T has said about him on our air.
Just that he ruined the Doobie Brothers.
But I
It's
didn't
not
have
personal.
the chance to react to Chris Paul. As you know, I even have a hat that says this, "In Pop We Trust." If Pop and R.C. Buford and General Manager Brian Wright believe Chris Paul can be a benefit to the Spurs, I really think he could be a mentor to the young players on the Spurs, to the next point guard who joins the team. I know Chris Paul is about 84 years old. He's kind of up there. But if Pop and RC like it, then let's do it. I think he's going to kind of be a player coach. I think he's going to coach up the young players to a certain extent.
Yeah, I mean, you got to respect his ability to make players around him better. But more importantly, This sets up the ultimate HEB commercial.
Amen.
Victor Wembanyama
Amen.
next to Chris Paul. One of them's grabbing something, obviously Wemby at the top aisle, top shelves, and Chris Paul is doing all the stocking on the lower shelves.
Yeah. No, actually, Wemby's grabbing something off the roof
Yeah,
and
that's-
down to him.
Chris Paul, all that State Farm acting
Well,
experience.
I'm wondering if the whole team is going to be State Farm customers now.
You know,
I mean, come
he's
on.
probably going to sign them up. He's going to come in his
He
red
should be,
shirt.
Yeah.
And maybe bring his friend Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, there you go.
Anything's possible. We'll find out. Coming up, we'll talk a little barbecue with you. Charity, what stories are you following?
Well, President Biden says former President Trump's partial victory in the Supreme Court over immunity sets a dangerous precedent. Hurricane Beryl is now a Category 5 strain as it heads towards Jamaica, and the price of a 4th of July cookout is higher this year compared to last. We'll have the latest coming up right now, traffic and weather together.
Sunny skies and hot today, tomorrow, and on Independence Day. All 3 days, highs at least 100 degrees. It is 80 degrees in Alamo Heights, 80 degrees in Kirby, and 79 right here in Stone Oak. WOEI News Time, 7:52. Almost.
It's the 2nd of July, but it's Chicago.
It's getting closer.
It is a Yacht Rock Tuesday. San Antonio's first news, Charity McCurdy, Mr. T, Tim Merriman, Charlie Parker, going to join us in the 8 o'clock hour. Going to find out Charlie Parker's favorite barbecue. After working with him for 97 years, Mr. T, can you name that just off the top of your head?
Yeah, it's I forget the guy's name. Gary. Gary makes barbecue in his backyard. Used to be his barbecue guy.
But no, we need a joint. We
Well,
need some. Not
I
everybody,
don't have one.
Not
but,
everybody can go to Gary because there's Charlie's friend.
Although Gary will come to you.
All right,
So
but I'm
there
just
you go.
saying, for the average listener, Charlie needs to take a stand on an actual barbecue joint.
Well, you'll have to ask him.
I
Because
will
I
ask.
just know that Gary would do the
All right,
barbecue
Gary.
at
Well,
his
all
house,
right.
and it was very good.
Unless
trust
Gary's
me.
going to give out his phone number to our listeners,
Sure.
which I'm open to. So, Charity McCurdy, how do people get us this information about where to go for barbecue in this region?
The free iHeartRadio app. You just search the radio station 1200 WOAI, hit that red talkback button, 30 seconds to let us know your favorite go-to barbecue place and what are you ordering.
Exactly. And we'll go to the people. Let's go out to Bertie.
Morning, this is Phil from Bernie. There are a couple of good barbecue joints, probably better than any other state here, or any other state anywhere, but it's Black's Barbecue. There's also True Texas Barbecue from HEB, and my favorite dish is the burnt ends and macaroni and cheese from Dignowity Meats. Thanks. Have a good day.
Yeah, Dignowity Meats over at Houston.
Yeah.
The burnt ends are to die for.
Yeah, and for people just tuning in, what started this conversation, there was a national poll, and I'm with Phil and Bernie. The best barbecue can't be somewhere outside of the great state of Texas.
Amen.
They said Kansas City, Missouri has the best barbecue.
But look at the categories. They wanted access to barbecue vendors, smokehouses, competition awards, and consumer ratings. So, yeah. So maybe they got more barbecue joints in Kansas City.
Kansas City now has
They
Taylor
stacked it.
Swift
Yes.
and the best barbecue in America. I'm sorry.
Wow.
It's in Texas.
Yes.
All right.
All right, let's go to D. Will. Or no, let's go to somebody talking about San Antonio barbecue.
Oh, okay.
Barbecue in San Antonio is D. Willie's right off O'Connor, near 35, little hole in the wall. It's got the best turkey, chicken, brisket. It's flavorful. It's juicy, and it's so moist you can cut it with a fork like it's butter.
Oh,
delicious.
Wow.
You should
Okay.
do commercials for them.
Yeah.
I mean, I want. I have to
I'm
listen
going
to
there
that.
now.
Yeah.
All right, here's another one.
Joey here in San Antonio. If you're looking for good barbecue, I would recommend 2M's, or if you want to go downtown, Reese's Barbecue.
Reese's Barbecue. Now, I've never been there, but I've heard a lot of people talking about it.
And 2M has come up a couple
Yes.
of times already this morning.
Yes. Now, this might be the best one of the morning. This is our friend Mo.
Good morning, folks. Mo here. The best barbecue in San Antonio is in my backyard. I'll be more than happy to smoke y'all a brisket any time of day. Just let me know when and where. But if you want to go and check out a local joint, 2M Barbecue. Best barbecue you'll ever have. Save yourself a trip out of town because you have it right here in our own backyard. Y'all have a great day and a safe 4th of July. Y'all take care.
Beautiful.
I think 2M may be the leader
It's-
at the
it's-
moment. I'm
it's
hearing
getting
more
up
2M
there,
than
yes.
any other place. By the way, is Mo is that Smoky Mo from Smoky
well,
Mo's
he is
Barbecue?
now.
he's the new Smoky Mo. He's offering to cook us up a brisket in his own backyard,
Which I like any time of day. He'll do it.
Oh, okay. And so 2M Smokehouse is off WW White Road. Okay. So
I think that's gotten the most votes
Yes.
thus far.
And that's
this
not too
morning.
far from my house, so I'm going to go check it out. Definitely.
it has really good reviews on Google. So
Well, so far the reviews on the talkback have been very good as well.
Yes. Yeah, we rate the talkback reviews a little ahead of Google.
Just a little.
Just because we're biased.
Yeah, just a little. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kansas City.
I know.
That,
Come
that
on.
is fake news.
It is fake news.
That is fake news.
It's rigged.
Yes, that's a rigged poll.
It's a rigged
By the way,
poll.
San Antonio came in 8th, and
Austin, number 7. Yeah.
Austin
Why? Because
better
of
barbecue
Franklin?
than San Antonio.
Because of Franklin's? Come on.
Come on, people. All right. Charlie Parker going to join us in studio. National correspondent Aaron Real coming up. And Charity has everything you need to know at the top of the hour. WOAI News Time, 7:57.
And we're back.
Hey, everybody.
And we're talking barbecue with Aaron Real coming right up. Oh my God, people.
You're very popular.
Officer John. Oh, I love the cops when they get with us. The cops love us.
Except for Officer Flathers.
Which I brought that up to Randy yesterday, and he thought it was a fake name. I said, no, it was so, he was so nice to Chris, gave him a ticket, and Chris thanked him for it.
Thank him for that. Thank you, Officer Flathers. That's the nicest motorcycle cop for the SAPD. It's the nicest ticket I've ever received.
And 2M Smokehouse again. Another one.
2M is our winner.
So far.
Barring a major comeback from another barbecue joint in the 8 o'clock hour.
I doubt it. Connie, out in Mathis, Texas, best barbecue is Smalls in Mathis. Best huge dinosaur rib ever, and their cream corn is to die for. Okay, now they're coming in. It's Barrel. God, people.
Eric says, winner, winner, barbecue chicken dinner.
Oh, I love it.
Very nice.
Schultz's Barbecue in Seguin. Now, I've heard of that. My sister says that's pretty good.
That's 2 joints in Seguin.
Yeah. The burnt bean. And,
Katie
yeah,
shares
see?
her love of bison meat.
Oh, you know, I prefer buffalo myself.
Yeah.
You know, I like their wings. You know, Buffalo's wings are really good.
Better than Hooters wings?
Oh, dude, hands down. Because you tell a buffalo you don't like his wings, he runs you over. And Hooters is abandoning us. So, you know, abandoning us. So 4th of July, time for celebration and grilling out. But the barbecue industry, the cost of meat is through
Yes.
the roof,
We're not
man.
making
Here we
that
go.
up.
Here's Charity.
That's
8 o'clock is our time. San Antonio's first news. Good Tuesday morning. I'm Charity McCurdy. Among our top stories, the Supreme Court gives Trump a victory in its immunity ruling, and Hurricane Beryl gains strength in the Caribbean. Details ahead. First, traffic and weather together every 10 minutes in mornings. Your Weather Channel forecast for this Tuesday: sunshine, a high near 100. Tonight's low near 75. Get a move on. It is 78 degrees. The Supreme Court has ruled that former President Trump is shielded from prosecution for some, but not all, actions he took while in office. Fox's Jared Halpern has more on Decision 2024.
There is no total immunity for a former president, but writing for the conservative majority, Chief Justice John Roberts says former President Trump is shielded from prosecution for official acts of the presidency, but not unofficial acts. The case is now thrown back to lower courts to determine what charges filed by special counsel Jack Smith can proceed, a process likely to delay the trial well beyond November's election. In an interview with Fox News Digital, former President Trump said this is a big win for the Constitution and democracy. President Biden's deputy campaign manager says the ruling means the former president should not be reelected, telling reporters the court handed Donald Trump the keys to a dictatorship. Jared Halpern, Fox News.
And in remarks at the White House, President Biden said he agrees with the dissenting opinion of liberal Justice Sonia Sotomayor.
Here's what she said. She said, in every use of official power, the president is now a king above the law. With fear for our democracy, I dissent. End of quote. So should the American people dissent. I dissent.
Following the ruling, Trump's lawyers have asked for Trump's conviction in his hush money criminal case to be overturned and his sentencing on July 11th delayed. And Democrats are still rallying behind President Biden despite calls for him to step down after a shaky debate performance. Trump's legal spokeswoman, Alina Habba, told Fox's Hannity removing the president from the ballot is a risky move.
I think we have to think about the implications. He's the presumptive nominee. If he were to back out and say, or try, let's say, for the DNC to replace him, there would be a lot of implications for the Biden campaign. They'd probably be lawsuits, as we saw when they tried to take President Trump off the ticket and failed.
The Biden campaign says they've raised more than $33 million since last week's debate, including $26 million from grassroots donations. While Hurricane Beryl continues to grow stronger. Here's Fox Weather's Max Gordon.
Hurricane Beryl made landfall Monday morning, slamming into Carriacou Island in Grenada. At the time of landfall, Beryl was a high-end Category 4 hurricane with 150-mile-per-hour winds, now the earliest Category 4 hurricane on record in the Atlantic hurricane season. This storm intensified quickly, fueled by extremely warm waters. Beryl went from a tropical depression to tropical storm to a major hurricane in less than 48 hours. This is only the second named storm of the 2024 Atlantic hurricane season. Trees have been toppled, power has been knocked out in some places, and a life-threatening storm surge has sent water rushing inland across the southern Windward Islands.
And forecasters say it's too soon to tell if Beryl will have any impact on South Texas. Well, a woman is out on bond following her arrest for leaving her 3 children in a hot car for almost an hour while she was shopping. SCPD responded around 2 o'clock Friday afternoon to the report of kids in the car on Highway 281. The children included a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 1-month-old baby. Officers arrested 33-year-old Angela Garza Amador on 3 charges of abandoning or endangering a child. She reportedly told police she went into the store and lost track of time. Garza Amador bonded out yesterday. And today is the last day you can visit the Sutherland Springs Shooting Memorial before it's torn down.
The 2017 mass shooting at the Sutherland Springs Baptist Church claimed 26 lives. The church was repurposed into a memorial a week later and has stood ever since. In 2021, church members reportedly voted behind closed doors to demolish the memorial due to reported structural issues. The memorial is next to the church's new building, which opened in 2019. Victims of the shooting settled with the Justice Department for $144.5 million. Eric Lycum, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
San Antonio City Council will vote next month on a proposed curfew for Hemisphere Park. The park is open 24 hours and not currently subject to the curfew between 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. Some recent downtown shootings led to complaints from nearby residents and businesses suggesting a change. The vote on the curfew is scheduled for August 7th. The 4th of July is a couple of days away, meaning it's prime time for fireworks stands in Texas. Health experts are warning that even something as simple as a sparkler could lead to a trip to the ER.
Sparklers can reach up to 2,000 degrees, which can cause significant burns to eyes, hands, feet whenever kids drop them on their feet.
Dr. John Tolley of the Baptist Health System ER says it's frustrating to see the advertisements for sparklers, which makes them look safe. He says every Independence Day, they get slammed with people hurt by fireworks. The most serious cases involve people who lose fingers when they go off in their hand. And Gru and his minions are expected to take over the box office this weekend. Despicable Me 4 is predicted to bring in between $100 and $125 million in its first 5 days or the 4th of July weekend. The animated film will hit theaters tomorrow. It'll likely overtake Pixar's Inside Out 2, which has taken the top spot at the box office in each of the 3 weekends since it released, topping $1 billion globally. It is 8:06. News at the top and bottom of every hour, along with breaking news as it happens. I'm Charity McCurdy. Traffic and weather coming up.
Little Steely Dan for you on a Yacht Rock Tuesday, San Antonio's first news. Charlie Parker in studio. He's going to join us here in just a few moments. Tim Merriman, Charity McCurdy. I'm Chris Duell. Coming right up, we've been talking about barbecue for 4th of July weekend. National correspondent Aaron Real has some information for us about grilling in the barbecue industry, including the high cost of meat for the 4th of July. We'll dive right into that in a moment. But first, let's get you caught up on traffic and weather together.
Sunny skies today, tomorrow, and on Independence Day, all 3 days, highs of at least 100 degrees. It is 80 right now in Windcrest, 80 at City Base, and 79 right here in Stone Oak. WOAI News Time 810.
San Antonio's first news. Let's check in with national correspondent Aaron Real, who is tracking significant developments in the barbecue industry. Something we've been talking about all morning long is best places to find barbecue in the area. We're hearing from you. We'll hear from Charlie Parker on that coming up as well. But Aaron, 4th of July, lots of people like to barbecue, certainly here in the great state of Texas. Will things be a little different this year?
They'll be expensive, but frankly, that's been no different since any year since the pandemic. Actually, it's 30% more to barbecue this 4th of July for a group of 10. It's going to be $71, roughly. This is, again, 30% increase from 2019. It's up 5% from last year. But if you are looking for a bargain on anything, I have the silver lining, and it comes in the form of a new grill. The reason this might not be exciting to some people is because apparently everybody bought a grill during the pandemic. Like all the people, there were record sales for grilling at home. But now you're seeing a lot of the market leaders like Traeger, like Big Green Egg, these fancy high-end grill manufacturers, they're having a difficult time moving inventory for the simple reason that a grill, its lifespan is generally about 5 years, depending on how often you use it. So grill sales are really down this year because everyone's about 2 years, 3 years into a new grill, and they just don't need one. And it's extremely hard to incentivize most people to buy a new grill if they already have one. They just aren't in the market. So yeah, if you ever needed a new nice grill, this is a good time, particularly at the end of the season. If you can hold on to yours until like August, yeah, get the new one. It's a good year.
So Aaron, what kind of price increases have we seen across the board for poultry, beef, and pork?
Across the board. Really, the beef is really sky high right now. That's where we're seeing some of the biggest increases. All proteins are really high. There's an unexpected tick to, hot dogs, surprisingly. Usually that's the one that kind of levels out. Now, prices for food items have come down substantially since their highs and their peak even just a year ago. But even if you want to grill vegetables, it's still higher than it's been in well over 4 years. But on a whole, we are beginning to see some of the vegetable prices abate just a little bit. But again, overall, all the condiments, all the stuff, we're looking at about 5% more than last year for the barbecue.
So $71 to feed 10 people for 4th of July. What are we feeding them? Ground beef?
Depends on who you are, what you're doing. I think the staples, the hamburgers, the hot dogs, imperative. Actually, we grilled last night and I haven't done flank steak in a really long time, and I did flank steak and I made a chimichurri. Oh, it was the best. What are your guys' go-to for BBQ?
For BBQ on the grill, it's got to be a brisket.
Yeah, tri-tip or baby back ribs.
I'm a turkey person,
ribs.
Aaron.
They're my favorite.
Yeah.
Turkey.
Yeah.
You're the one.
Yeah,
he
I'm
is.
the one.
He's the one.
I'm the one. Our thanks to national correspondent Aaron Real. The barbecue expert is Charlie Parker. Where does he recommend you go for the best Q? We'll talk with Charlie Parker coming up. WOAI News Time 8:14. Yeah, I would have said brisket. I just wanted to be different. I didn't want to say the same thing you did. So
did you?
I became the turkey guy.
You're the turkey guy. So you're that guy.
I'm that guy.
It's about time. Now we know.
Yeah. Charlie Parker is in studio. You'll see him when Andrew changes
the feed. Yeah.
Cameras.
Been a while. Levi Rogers. He's dropping the ball, man.
It don't bother me.
Yeah. That is a good point.
Yeah.
If you're going to be.
I mentioned that to him when he wanted him.
Yeah.
But he said, no, that's okay.
Yeah. Charity said we got promos, new promos, but there's people talking about
What they want to see in the debate.
what they want to see in the debate, and the debate's over. So Charity just
I
texted
mentioned that
us
to
that
him when he
they
wanted
already
him. That's
sound
what I told
dated.
him. I told him, hey,
Yeah.
You can't call him out.
kind of. Well, probably not. Why isn't he using this camera yet?
You want to tell him?
Hey, can you?
Who's in there? One person or two?
No, there's two. Hey, look, it's Charlie Parker, everybody. You just gonna throw it to her?
Yeah.
Stand by.
Just ahead of headlines, traffic, and weather together, Charlie Parker in studio. We'll talk barbecue and more with Charlie coming right up. But first, Charity McCurdy, what stories are you following?
Former President Trump is looking to have his New York hush money case thrown out following the Supreme Court's landmark ruling about presidential immunity. Beryl is now the earliest Category 5 hurricane in history, and the site of a mass shooting in Sutherland Springs is set to be demolished. We'll have more coming up. Right now, traffic and weather together.
Sunny skies today, tomorrow, and on Independence Day. All 3 days, highs right around 100, 101. It is 80 degrees in Kirby, 80 in Westover Hills, and 79 right here in Stone Oak. WOAI News Time 819.
Gino Vanelli on a Yacht Rock Tuesday.
Great hair.
Great hair, Gino Vanelli.
On his chest or on his head?
Yes, definitely.
You got a feeling he's furry all over.
Yeah.
I've not seen Gino Vanelli naked, but I'm assuming he's furry all over.
Well, we've all seen his chest.
Yes, and his hair.
And a
on
few
his head.
chains
Yes.
on that chest. Charlie Parker in studio. Charlie, we cited a Lawn Starter, which is a website, did a poll or a survey, best barbecue in America. They say it's in Kansas City, Missouri.
Probably.
Number 2, Memphis. Number 3, Houston. Other Texas cities, number 7, Austin. Number 8, San Antonio. Do you think Kansas City has the best barbecue in America?
Probably. I haven't had it, but I mean, and, it's every year it's like number one.
Yeah.
I know Memphis isn't bad.
No, Memphis
at
is pretty
all,
good, yes.
Anywhere you go.
Yes.
Pretty much anywhere in the South.
So where is, in this area in South Texas, where's the best barbecue in your opinion?
My backyard.
Told you. Gary?
Well, that's
Gary still doing
it
it?
depends on what you
Yeah.
eat. If it's brisket, then nobody makes one better than Gary does.
Yeah, and
I'm
I
pretty
agree.
damn good with ribs myself, and anybody can do hamburgers. and
Yeah.
hot
Well,
dogs.
that's not really barbecuing. That's just grilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it. That's what we're doing on Thursday. We're
Now, for a
real
listener
simple.
right now driving on Loop 410 who can't come to your house for
Right.
barbecue, if you had to pick a recommendation for a spot, is there something that stands out to you?
Two Brothers.
Two Brothers.
It's really good, man.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Great brisket.
Yes.
Well,
Is that West
everything
Avenue?
in there is
Yes.
good.
Yeah.
And
West Avenue?
Yes.
they make a hell of a banana pudding
Never had
and
it.
cobblers.
Never had the banana pudding. I've had the
Oh,
cobbler.
Man.
I've had the cobbler. They were out of banana pudding when I went last time, and so I got cobbler.
Well, it makes sense. It's
Yeah.
going to happen.
That's how you know it's good.
Yeah, they're out.
Yeah, when they run out.
But you can get the marbled brisket
Yes,
or the lean.
correct.
So, I like a place that gives you a choice because I know what I like.
Which is?
I call it wet.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
call it, wet.
Yeah, it's fat is flavor.
Yeah. That's my preference.
Yeah. Yeah.
And on ribs, I prefer pork as opposed
Like
to beef.
baby back. Mhm.
Yeah. But,
Yep.
either way.
Now, have you ever had the dinosaur rib that they call it? It's a plate rib is what what it really is, but they call
At
it.
Two Brothers?
No, not at Two Brothers anywhere.
The one that they
The
throw
giant-
in Flintstones
yeah,
car at the
yeah,
drive-in?
yeah, that one.
No.
It's really good. It's like roast on a bone.
Now, which place do you think is highly overrated? Like you don't get all the hype about when it comes to barbecue joints.
I don't.
Any place
I
in
don't
Kansas
know
City.
hype. I mean, I don't know who gets hyped and who doesn't.
Like
Because I
Rudy's
don't-
Barbecue, that's a popular place.
What is?
Rudy's.
I'm not a big Rudy's guy myself, but
Okay.
know.
All right.
I like the
barbecue sauce.
at Rudy's. I'll get the
The sauce
smother
is
the
great,
turkey
man.
and
Well,
barbecue
it's
sauce.
very, very rare for me to go to a barbecue place.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's easier to just walk out my back door and fire up a pit.
Let me ask you this. You worked with Paul Alexander. You did a lot of football broadcasting with Paul Alexander, who is from Lockhart, Texas.
Right.
He says the best barbecue in Texas is in Lockhart, and he will fight you if you disagree. Have you had Q in Lockhart?
I probably then would not get into a fight with Paul.
Yeah, he's right.
Because Lockhart has some pretty damn
and,
fine.
and lots of places that are really, really good.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, you hear a lot about Blacks, but Kreitz's is good. I forget the other one. Right there next to Blacks, just down the road from. I forget the name of it, but it's good.
Like
are
I
you
said,
doing?
I don't go much.
Yeah. What do you do for sides? Are you cream corn, green beans? What are you doing?
I'll eat green beans.
I like green beans.
But it's not like a choice of mine generally. I do like me some cream corn. Potato salad only if it's my wife's. I don't like potato salad from place. Like I said, I don't go to barbecue joints very often. Most of the time I just do it myself.
Now, see, if I'm having brisket for a side, I like a baby back rib.
You can't
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that.
get that 3-meter, man. Get
Ooh, I like
yourself
that
some
too.
brisket,
Sausage?
some sausage.
Oh, yeah.
and rib.
Jalapeno sausage is
Ooh,
one of my
yeah.
favorite. Yeah.
Now, you cited a lot of sides. Charlie, you did not mention coleslaw. Are you anti-coleslaw?
No, I'm okay coleslaw.
Okay.
It depends. I like not necessarily saying, Bill Miller's coleslaw is the best,
Mm-hmm.
but I prefer a coleslaw that's kind of oily, I guess.
Yeah,
for lack
so
of
it's
a
not
better
mayonnaise.
phrase,
It's
as
not
opposed to
mayonnaise.
the
Yeah.
mayonnaise. But I'll eat them
Both?
either. Yeah, I'll eat them either way.
Now, do you have to have the white bread with your barbecue?
Nah,
I do.
have to.
Just one
Okay.
slice. Just
But
one
I mean,
slice.
if you're going to eat bread, you might as well eat white bread. It's
Yes.
really not much difference between white bread and wheat bread. Look
Just
it
the
up.
price.
Huh?
Just the
Yeah,
price.
just the
Wheat-
price.
Wheat is a lot higher than the
Yeah.
white. So, yes. Yeah, I've noticed that.
No, we haven't covered. What are you washing down the barbecue with? What's your beverage of
For
choice?
me these days, it would be tea.
Tea.
Sweet or
Sweet
unsweet?
tea or unsweet?
Unsweet, but then sweetened with a substitute.
Ah,
The fake sugar.
And no lemon.
Yeah.
I tell you, if I am out to eat somewhere, it's like, and I'll have a water, no lemon, please.
Yeah.
Now, when you're at the grill, do you have the spatula in one hand and a sparkler in the other? Like, how does that work on the 4th of July?
Nah, I don't even really have to go to the grill. Well, it depends on what I'm grilling.
Yeah.
Some things you got to stand there all day long and
Yes.
keep an eye on it.
Gas
things,
or
Oh, I'm charcoal.
charcoal?
Yeah,
okay.
charcoal.
I have nothing against people who use gas. It certainly makes sense.
Well,
You know,
depending
people
on
are
what
big
you're
into
doing, depending on what
pellets
you're
now.
cooking. Yeah.
Yes, and smoking things.
well, and
But
Aaron
I'm
Real
charcoal.
brought up the Traeger. Is there any kind of grill that is your favorite kind of grill?
Yeah, the one that looks like an oil barrel.
Yes.
Mhm.
With
Yes.
a smoke
Yes.
stack on it and a vent.
They sell them at
Yeah.
HEB.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, well, that's a good
That's where I
place to
got
get 'em.
mine.
Yeah, good place to get them.
And speaking of HEB, a lot of people said the HEB barbecue. I have not had it, but they said it. You ever had that? They said, I was some listeners and they said it's really good.
I've heard some.
Yeah, I've heard it's
good
really
things
good.
about
Yeah.
it. Not all HEBs have that
No.
barbecue place.
No,
There's
but
a
the
name
one at
for it, but I don't know
1604
what it
in
is.
Boulevardy is called True Barbecue. True
that what it
Texas
is?
Barbecue,
Check
something like
that
that.
out. I may do that today. I might take a little detour. All right, coming up, we'll hear more from you at 8:40 on the Talkbacks. Your go-to barbecue joints in South Texas. Charity McCurdy with all the big stories you need to know about at the bottom of the hour. WOAI time 8:26.
And we're back. And we're back.
If I get a chance, I do want to get your Chris Paul reaction.
Okay.
Let's see if we can do that in addition.
We can.
Yeah.
2M Smokehouse, WW White. Yeah.
Ernesto, Kay, Sleepy, Jacob, Eric, Travis, welcome in. Oh, my battery is dying. I'm gonna have to,
Oh, no.
we can't have that. Plug in my laptop. 30 more minutes.
Yeah, well,
And then, yeah.
an hour until we have to do our meeting. Oh, good morning, Charlie. Good morning. Good morning, Charlie. Good morning. Okay.
Charity is
You know,
coming up.
we'll check with him, Eric. We'll have to ask him if Charlie will allow you to take his picture on August 2nd.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be very. Eric, I think if Charlie saw.
Yes.
And I was trying to describe the portraits you do of veterans are
amazing.
So remarkable. I was trying to describe, as was Tim, to our boss, because when we're talking about, doing something on August 2nd. But I think if Charlie saw the amazing work you do,
I think he would jump on it.
Yeah.
Now, what I'll do is I'll call his wife and get her to get him to do it.
Ooh.
Me and Eva go way back.
You're going over Charlie's head on that.
Yep.
Very nice.
Well, I've known her longer than I've known Charlie. Oh, wow.
Why is my charger not working? I'm charging. It's not indicating this.
Is it not plugged in?
You know what?
It might have gotten unplugged. Just checking, come on.
You are correct.
Hi-oh.
You are correct, sir. Hi-oh.
Hi-oh. Thought it was Clutch Sports, not Clutch Points.
Yeah, I think you're right. It is Clutch Sports.
Well, why they have NBA video courtesy of NBA/Clutch Points. Maybe because it's from France.
I'm just responding to Charity's text.
So you're gonna bring it up in the meeting?
Yeah, that's why, Eric, whenever next time we see you, and that might be August 2nd, maybe before, but I want to shoot a video.
Yeah.
That shows on
What you're
video
doing, yeah.
your portraits that we could then post.
Good point.
Which would be very, very nice.
That'd be cool.
Cool.
Be cool.
Cool.
All righty then.
Oh.
I got 5 right now that we can play.
Excellent.
And then I guess, since you're making them stick around, we can ask him about Chris Paul before we get out of here.
Maybe we do that in the final segment. Maybe.
Yeah.
And that way
Yeah.
I can tease it.
Yeah, because right now it's going to eat up 5 talkbacks will eat up that 40 segment there.
Okay.
All right.
Woo!
fireworks show at Retama Park. It's Retama Park. I remember I went out there to do a remote one time. Andy Everett wanted me to go out there, so I went and did a remote. And I took a handicap class. I was part of the handicap class. Turned around and went and bet on some race that was in, I don't know, Baltimore or something, man. Won like $30.
Outstanding.
I was like, okay, well, that's good. I quit. I quit. I won.
Well, that's smart.
I'm out. I quit.
I thought you were going to tell me you did a parlay and won
No, I just won $30.
$500.
Yeah, I won $30. Hey.
Man.
Yeah, off of I believe it was either a $5 or a $2 bet. I can't remember. I think it was $5 because I boxed. I like three horses or something like that. I don't remember, but I just know I won, and I was happy. Barbecue station, okay. It's been a long time since I've been there.
I haven't been to the barbecue station. Are they still around?
Yeah, the one at Harry Wurzbach and Portet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was when I worked at KTSA that
Yeah.
we go to.
Yeah, it's right there. Yeah. Here's Charity.
8:32 is our time. San Antonio's first news. Good Tuesday morning. I'm Charity McCurdy. Among our top stories, more reaction to the Supreme Court's immunity ruling, and Hurricane Beryl is now a powerful Cat 5 storm. Details ahead. First, traffic and weather together every 10 minutes and mornings. Your Weather Channel forecast for this Tuesday: sunshine, a high near 100. Tonight's low near 75. Right now, 80 degrees. Well, former President Trump may try to overturn his conviction in his New York criminal trial following the Supreme Court decision that presidents have immunity for official actions committed while in office. Fox's Doug Luzader has more on Decision 2024.
There are a number of reports that former President Trump is already using this Supreme Court decision to try to set aside his criminal convictions in that New York business records case. The court ruled in a 6-3 decision that presidents have immunity from criminal charges for actions they take as president. Official actions. Private actions are another matter. Many Democrats, including President Biden, are furious. And Trump, meantime, told Fox Digital, "I have been harassed by the Democrat Party, Joe Biden, Obama, and their thugs, fascists, and communists for years. And now the courts have spoken. This is a big win for our Constitution and for democracy."
Meantime, President Biden's poor debate performance in last week's debate is reportedly not hurting his campaign financially. Here's Fox's Sue Guzman with more.
The Biden-Harris campaign announcing it raised $127 million in the month of June. $38 million of that raised in the 4 days following the first presidential debate. It was the best fundraising month of the campaign and brings the total to $240 million of cash on hand. Of the $127 million June haul, 2/3 came from grassroots donors, they say. 95% of the donations were under $200. The Biden-Harris campaign issuing a statement saying the election will be close and the stakes couldn't be higher. The Trump campaign has not announced the total cash it has on hand, but it outraised President Biden in May. Sue Guzman, Fox News.
Texas officials plan to double a state fund earmarked for expanding the power grid. Governor Abbott and Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick announced the state aims to increase the Texas Energy Fund from $5 billion to $10 billion. ERCOT estimates that demand for electricity in Texas is expected to nearly double by the year 2030. Voters approved the fund last year to offer low-interest loans in order to incentivize construction of new gas-powered electric plants. Well, Hurricane Beryl's become the earliest Category 5 hurricane in history, decimating islands across the southeastern Caribbean and leaving at least 2 people dead. Fox Weather's Adam Klotz has more.
Typically, we see our second big storm of the year, more like July 17th. So we're way early, and this one is massive, the biggest we've seen ever when you talk about this early and this size of a storm. It grew really big, really defined eye wall, winds at 165 miles an hour, really an unheard of storm this early in the season. We've seen it grow pretty quickly from 130 mile an hour winds back on Sunday afternoon up to 165. It continues to overperform forecast models, not necessarily grasping just how strong of a storm this would ultimately become. By Wednesday, over the course of the day, slowing down just a little bit, winds at 140 miles an hour, still a Category 4 hurricane.
Beryl's expected to weaken into a tropical storm as it moves through the Gulf this weekend. It's still too soon to tell whether it could possibly impact the Brownsville and Corpus Christi areas. Well, some experts think we're not paying enough attention to water issues in the state. Demand for water is expected to increase by 9% in the next several years, while the supply is expected to decrease by 18% over the next few decades. CEO of the Texas Water Foundation, Sarah Schlesinger, says it will take a lot more money to keep up with demand and replace some aging infrastructure.
Price tag is huge, right? And I think one of the challenges around funding and answering the question is it enough? Is that it's not just not enough money. The challenge that we face often is that it doesn't feel like enough of a priority to our decision makers.
She says she would like to see a permanent revenue stream to fund water like they have for parks and roads. Schlesinger says while conservation efforts are appreciated, they alone cannot help with the current problems. The memorial of the Sutherland Springs massacre, where 26 people were shot and killed, is going to be torn down after 7 years. The 2017 mass shooting happened at the First Baptist Church. The original site is next to the church's new building, which opened in 2019. Members voted in 2021 to raise the memorial due to structural issues. Today's the last day people can visit the memorial. It is 8:37. Traffic and weather together in a minute, but first, to check of your money and the world of business. Ed Corey is live at the Bloomberg News Desk. And it looks like we just lost our connection with Ed. Checking your money on Wall Street. Right now, the Dow is down 25 points. NASDAQ down by 50. The S&P 500 down by 9 points. News at the top and bottom of every hour, along with breaking news as it happens. I'm Charity McCurdy. Here's traffic and weather.
San Antonio's first news on a Yacht Rock Tuesday. Charlie Parker in studio with us. That's Mr. T, Tim Merriman. She's Charity McCurdy. I'm Chris Duell, EJ Pacheco, and Andrew Zimmel flying the Millennium Falcon. We're also on video on YouTube. Go look for 1200 WOAI. In a little bit, I'm going to ask Charlie Parker about the Chris Paul acquisition by the Spurs. But Mr. T, we are continuing to get talkbacks from the people on the best places for barbecue.
Yeah, here we go. Here's Adrian.
Good morning, guys. It's Adrian. Some of the best barbecues in my backyard, but when I'm not barbecuing, Some of the best barbecue inside 1604 is 2M Smokehouse. Just don't forget your wallet.
Charlie, I think we've gotten more 2Ms today than any other barbecue joint. Lots of people recommending it.
Don't forget your wallets.
Yeah, that's the first.
Yeah,
that's the first one. Yeah, but 2M Smokehouse on WW White.
Never been there.
Me neither. And it's pretty close to my house. So
Probably have to
check it
go
out.
based on all these recommendations.
All right, let's go out to Mathis, Texas.
Hi guys, this is Connie Evans in Mathis, Texas, and the best barbecue is at Smolleck's in Mathis. They have the best huge dinosaur beef rib ever, and their cream corn is to die for. Have a great day.
Dinosaur ribs. And
How do you get dinosaur ribs when they've been extinct for 65 million
You
years?
just got to know the right people.
Okay, I'm just saying.
They're dry aged, by the way.
Gotcha.
All right, let's go out to Seguin.
Hi, this is Amanda in Seguin. I have to say the best barbecue goes to, it's a bit of a tie. You've got Schultz Barbecue in Seguin, you've got Cooper's Barbecue, New Braunfels, and Hayes County Barbecue in San Marcos.
Okay, so we got 3 to choose
I like
from
that.
there.
She gave us 3 in 3 separate locations.
Yeah, so when you're heading up 35, you got 3 places to stop there. All right, let's go to this one right now.
This is Andres from San Antonio. My best barbecue place in San Antonio has to be Bill. Just kidding. B&B Smokehouse off of Southwest Military and Pleasanton Road. Order the rib plate. Very delicious. You guys have a good morning. Thank you.
Now that's about the third one we got for B&B.
Yes.
Pleasanton
And
Road.
taking a little shot at Bill Miller. Charlie, your position on Bill Miller barbecue.
It's about as consistent as consistent can be.
All right.
I don't call it bad, anywhere near bad.
It's Bill Miller's.
And I don't call it great, but it's every Bill Miller's taste exactly
it does.
the same.
Yes, it does. Consistency is important. Yes, it is.
I'm okay with Bill Miller.
All right, somebody, backing the Kansas City barbecue here.
Oh, come on.
Kansas City barbecue, the best. Bless your little Yankee heart. No, our original Rudy's on I-10 out there in Leon Springs could be any place in Kansas City, pants down. Let's go to Griffin Springs, Pigpen Barbecue, Hayes County Barbecue, Aaron Franklin's in Austin, Terry Black's, Kent Black's, Krause's. The list is so long, there's not enough time on this 30-second gig to show and tell about all the best barbecues in Texas. As Charlie would say, give me a break.
Nice.
All right, one more. Here's Daryl.
Good morning. This is Daryl. I'm partial to Barbecue Station off Harry War Spot in 410. Their brisket and turkey is really good, and I also love their cream corn. I also like Texas Pride, pretty much for the same reasons. And if you don't mind doing the drive, going up to Brown's in New Braunfels is the thing to do. The food at Brown's is just so good.
Okay, there you go.
I think many years ago I saw there was like a radio gathering at Barbecue Station. I think I saw you at Barbecue Station.
The Manly thing.
Yes, 15 years ago.
Yeah, the Manly thing.
All right.
Go to the Barbecue Station.
Definitely.
So if you don't have your order in for the 4th of July, is it too late?
Yeah.
Okay. Just
Pretty
making
much.
sure.
I mean, I'm just guessing.
Unless you know Charlie, and you go over to his house and meet Gary.
Yeah.
Nah, he pees in the pool. I'm going to pass. Yeah.
Gary pees in the pool?
Charlie.
Oh.
Shots fired. Shots fired. All right. Coming
I
out.
don't think I've ever said that I peed in the pool.
You kind
I
of
think I have
alluded to it.
defended the
You kind of alluded to
the
it.
action if you want
Yeah.
to, but yeah.
Okay. All right. I heard something
We'll
else.
have to
but
check the tape on that. We'll have to
Let's
subpoena
go
the
to the
tape.
tape.
Yes. Coming up, we got to ask Charlie Parker, what does he think about Chris Paul becoming a Spur? Good move, bad news, or bad move? We'll get Charlie's opinion on that coming up. WOAI News Time, 8:45. Well, EJ says, I can confirm Kansas City, Missouri barbecue is the best.
Well, it's
You traitor.
Also the same guy that came in yesterday wearing a Bulls jacket and a Boston T-shirt underneath, a Boston a Boston Celtics shirt underneath. He was a walking contradiction.
Yes. I'm going to call him a traitor right now.
Traitor. Get a rope.
I remember that time we went to Memphis, and there's a barbecue place right next to the hotel where King got assassinated.
Oh, okay.
And that place was real good.
The Lorraine Motel.
Yeah. But when we first got there and we were driving it was lunchtime, And we're going from the airport to the hotel. And, on one of those popular roads that runs through Memphis, but it's not that crowded. I remember saying, we're going to stop and get barbecue at the first place we see that looks like we would never walk in there.
That's the way to go. That's the way you do it, man. Because Rendezvous Barbecue
and that's
in
what
Memphis.
we did, and it was awesome.
Was it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Shacks are good, man, for barbecue.
man,
You want like I was saying earlier, there was a guy right at the end of my entrance to my subdivision across 181. This guy had a little shack that he'd do barbecue Tuesday through Saturday, and it was called KT's, and it was really, really good, man. And it was just we're talking a little shack, and you could bring him a brisket, and he would do it for you. Of course, he'd charge you to do it, but he would do it for you, man. He was good. He was damn good, and it was just a little shack, man. Nice. And you could tell what he had available by the flags, because he had a flag for once the brisket was gone, that flag came down. When the ribs were gone, that flag came down, and that's how you knew. When you walked up, you look up and go, okay, so I know you got brisket. I can get brisket. Yeah, it was good, man. But then he retired for good, so he sold that area to a bakery that's open like once a week. All right. So you're just hanging at home for the 4th?
Yeah, I think we got like 14 people.
Oh, cool.
But that's the immediate.
Yeah, that's, you got a big family, dude.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, there's nobody from Eva's side.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Just Gavin and his girlfriend, Kayla and Scott, Jordan and
the baby
Tyler
and Charlie.
Baby, me and Eva. Oh, and then Tyler's parents.
Okay.
And brother and girlfriend.
Okay. Perfect.
That's it.
That's perfect. I'm alone on 4th of July. It's gonna be great.
Well, the hot dog eating contest is at noon. Where are they having the one tomorrow?
Which one?
There's one with Joey Chestnut here.
There's one in
San Antonio?
Yeah.
Because I know he's doing one in Fort Bliss on 4th of July.
Maybe that's it.
And 4th of July, he's doing one in Fort Bliss, and this is a cool thing about
I
it.
thought he was doing one here tomorrow.
See, I didn't think so, but I know the one he's doing on 4th of July in Fort Bliss. The Impossible Wiener guys are giving $1,000 for each hot dog he eats to a military charity. So in 5 minutes, he only gets 5 minutes. He says he's going to down 50 in 5 minutes.
Well, he can
because he
do
wants to
70-something
because he
in-
wants to raise as much as he can for this charity. Because he was on Dan Patrick
I
yesterday.
heard somebody in the news say he was in town tomorrow.
I don't think so because he was
I
on.
think I heard the words Wednesday.
He was on Dan Patrick yesterday. He was talking about Fort Bliss and El Paso was the only thing he was talking about. Then Netflix has a thing on Labor Day. Him and Kobayashi are going against each other and eating all beef hot dogs. Here we go, Chris. Stand by.
Just ahead of headlines, traffic, and weather together, then we'll ask Charlie Parker's opinion on Chris Paul signing with the Spurs. But first, Charity McCurdy, what stories are you following?
Former President Trump's partial victory in the Supreme Court over the question of immunity has big political implications. The Biden camp says they continue to rake in campaign cash after last week's debate debacle. And the San Antonio mother who left her 3 young children in a hot car has now bonded out of jail. We'll have more coming up. Right now, traffic and weather together.
Sunny skies today, tomorrow, and on Thursday, 4th of July. It's Highs all 3 days right around 100, 101. Right now it is 79 degrees in Castle Hills, 79 in Terrell Hills, 79 right here in Stone Oak. WOAI News Time 850.
San Antonio's first news on a Yacht Rock Tuesday. Charlie Parker in studio. Charlie, you have been a Spurs fan. You've covered the Spurs on the radio for many, 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 many years. They signed 39-year-old Chris Paul. He was born in May, so next season, if the Spurs are in the playoffs on May 6th, he will turn 40. Your thoughts on Chris Paul to the Spurs?
Well, 40 or 39 is old, but that also means a lot of experience.
Yes.
He was a 7-time all-defense, 12-time All-Star, 7 times led the all-defensive team. 5 times he led the league in assists. 6 times he led the league in steals. You don't forget that stuff. I don't think what anybody thought about when this whole thing first happened is, what's in it for Chris Paul? I think that speaks volumes.
$11 million.
Well, yeah. Look at what other people are getting. Of course, most of them are younger.
Right.
But still, $11 million for 1 year is a drop in the bucket.
He's working on his future.
Absolutely, which I believe is going to be coaching.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Well, he's kind of a player coach is what they kind of brought him in for, because he's going to mentor the young guys.
Now, think about the last third of the season last year. How many games we were real close.
Couldn't finish.
Didn't have what you would say a general on the floor at the time that could, facilitate things and play defense. And now you've got 1 year, 11 million, drop in a bucket. I love this.
I got to ask you this, though. Keldon Johnson is number 3. Does he give up his number 3?
No, it's CP4 now.
No, it's going to.
They'll work it out.
Question,
they'll work it out.
Yeah,
they'll work it out.
Yeah, Chris Paul will be wearing number 3.
I think for a year, Keldon says, all right, this will be the 1 year that I wear another number.
Well, unfortunately, I'm just, speaking out of school here. Is Keldon even going to be around?
Well, that we
Kevin
don't know.
Be around? Trey going to be around?
That we don't know.
We
don't know.
We don't know
and
anything.
the Spurs have a lot of salary cap and draft assets.
And a lot of money.
Yeah.
And by the way, Summer League starts this Saturday. Spurs will play in Sacramento on Saturday against Charlotte. Then they move over to Las Vegas, and they'll be playing in Las Vegas for the rest of the Summer League, which runs through Friday, July 19th, a total of 7 games.
Yeah.
So pretty much if you've got a television, you can see Stephon Castle and City Sissoko and Harrison Ingram and others. And that all kicks off on Saturday.
Yes, I know. My wife has reminded me.
Yeah.
And then we get a little Victor Wembanyama in the Paris Olympics coming up as well. So you can see a lot of these Spurs in the next few weeks, in fact.
I'm predicting France for the gold medal in the Olympics.
In the basketball?
Oh, well, I forgot we're sending pros now, aren't we?
Yeah.
I think it'll be close.
I think it comes down to them, too, for the
I'd
gold.
love to see a France-USA final. That'd be fun with Victor Wembanyama in it.
Definitely.
Charity McCurdy, now I wasn't here yesterday. Do you give a thumbs up to Chris Paul?
I do. There was a lot of speculation that it would happen, so it wasn't completely surprising. But yeah, I think he can help fill in the gaps, and I think he'll be a great leader for these younger guys, and hopefully just get us one step closer to that 6th NBA championship.
See, and I said I did not like Jerome Kersey till he became a Spur. Did not like Robert Horry till he became a Spur. So Chris Paul, he's a Spur. I like him now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Going to be very, very interesting. Our thanks to Charlie Parker for hanging out with us. EJ Pacheco, Andrew Zimmel, thanks for making the show go. Thanks to everybody on YouTube. We have a live video stream on YouTube. You can always check us out there. There's a live real-time chat in there. You can chat with us and chat with other viewers. We will reconvene tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. You've got Glenn Beck coming up. Before that, Charity McCurdy at the top of the hour has everything you need to know. But right now, your Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
Now, knowing those artists you went
You want to say goodbye?
I do.
Oh, thank you.
You want to say goodbye?
Could have stolen the show. Who did the best job?
You want to say goodbye?
Yeah. Let me. I don't have it up yet. So okay, there we go. See y'all later. Thanks
Have a
for
good
hanging
one.
out with us. We'll see you tomorrow morning if you
Bye.
can come hang out with us.